This is ESPN 106.3, a Good Karma Brands radio station.
Find official rules for all your favorite ESPN West Palm contests by visiting ESPNWestPalmContests.com. That's ESPNWestPalmContests.com. You're listening to ESPN 106.3, the ESPN app, and streaming on your smart speaker.
It's been a chilly start to the year, but don't let the rising temperatures catch you off guard. Hey, it's Colin Russo, and since 1960, John C. Cassidy Air Conditioning and Plumbing has proudly served Palm Beach County, keeping homes cool and comfortable. Now's the time to upgrade your AC with great financing options. Plus, ask about the Cassidy Care Club, providing year-round peace of mind. Cassidy is part of our local community and supports organizations like the YMCA and the Palm Beach Gardens Youth Athletic Association. Keep cool with Cassidy Air Conditioning and Plumbing. Find out more at CassidyAC.com.
This Mother's Day, give Mom a gift with endless possibilities. Give her a gift card to the Breakers Palm Beach. The Breakers gift card lets you treat Mom to all the things she loves, like irresistible oceanfront getaways, lessons at the Breakers' new golf and racket club, pampering at the exquisite spa, and shopping at the resort's stylish collection of boutiques. Gift cards may also be used for dining at the Breakers' renowned restaurants and bars, including Echo, Henry's Palm Beach, HMF, and Flagler Steakhouse. And now, for a limited time, when you purchase a $500 gift card online at thebreakers.com, you'll receive an additional $50 on that card, compliments of the Breakers. You can never repay Mom for all she's done, but a gift card to the Breakers Palm Beach is a great way to start. Visit thebreakers.com today.
As market dynamics change, the quality and service you receive from your accounting firm shouldn't. Partner-owned since 1923, Anshin Accountants and Advisors take the time to get to know you and your unique circumstances to help resolve complex issues and develop innovative tax and accounting solutions tailored to meet your goals. If you're a high net worth individual or business owner eager for a strategy to maximize tax savings, let Anshin deliver value where others can't. Visit ANCHIN.com. Anshin Accountants and Advisors, recalculating what's possible.
For 48 straight years, Ford F-Series have been the best-selling trucks in America. We got here by engineering breakthrough technology, redefining Built Ford Tough, and never settling for second best. But what's really made Ford F-Series the #1 selling trucks in America?
Here we go.
Is you. Ford F-Series, Built Ford Tough. Based on 1977 to 2024 calendar year total sales.
Anna Jar and Levine.
Call 1-800-747-FREE. That's 1-800-747-3733.
ESPN 106.3.
WESP Jupiter, a Good Karma Brands radio station.
The Celtics choke job, well, I could expect that. But the Thunder? Oh, man, y'all disappointed me.
Live from the Anajar and Levine Accident Attorney Studios.
The man, your man could smell it.
Theo Dorsey is theoretically speaking.
But are you a different animal and the same beast?
Streaming live on YouTube.
You're gonna break up with me because of what I do on the radio?
Here's Theo Dorsey.
Good people. From the State Street Studios at the Thou Wow, ESPN Chicago, it's your boy Theo Dorsey on the road, on the go. C-Cat on the other side of the glass, on the ones and twos, on the other side of the map as well, down in West Palm Beach. It is a Tuesday, Top 5 Tuesday, May 6th. The vibes are going. All the road teams are winning in the NBA postseason. It just feels like opposite day these days. And for C-Cat, who you are... You're hanging on for dear life when it comes to our picks, when it comes to the draft that we did between you, me, and Tina, and the teams we have left. But I have to assume you feel at least solid because you do have my Timberwolves. You do have my Timberwolves who are in action tonight.
Yeah, how much stake I put into those picks, I don't know. But we had good games, and that's all I can ask for. I will take a wrong pick every single day of the week. That will be my sacrifice. Coming on these airwaves every single day, being wrong every single day if the games are good. And we got that last night.
Last night were a couple of good games. Now, they were. It's hard to assess them as all around good because the teams that were favored, the teams that were home, the one seeds, in fact, the preseason chalk favorites to make it to the NBA Finals and the two teams that had the shortest odds to do so when we opened up these NBA playoffs were the one-seeded Boston Celtics, or excuse me, the two-seeded Boston Celtics and the one-seeded Oklahoma City Thunder. And even when you look at their path to at least the conference finals, you have to say this is a favorable match. The Thunder, they do draw a three-time MVP and an NBA champion in Nikola Jokic, but that's what you went out and got Isaiah Hartenstein for this past offseason. You have the big body to be able to at least hold his ground against Joker one-on-one. You got Chet Holmgren, who's supposed to be a good weak side defender and a rim protector. Plus, you have the front runner for the MVP who likely gets crowned that this week. The Thunder have the upper hand in Thunder v. Nuggets. By the way, Thunder Nuggets, that just feels like it goes well together. Am I tripping on that? Like,
that
every time I talk about this series.
Yes, that sounds like a cartoon fast food order.
Yeah.
We're like, now in stores, Thunder Nuggets. And they're like rainbow chicken nuggets.
Yes, it actually sounds absolutely delicious. And this comes from a guy that does not like ordering nuggets because I'm worried about the, it's easy to sneak some false meat into some nuggets. You know what I'm saying? That's just one of them things.
Nugget is an all-encompassing vessel for protein, and that protein might not be the protein you want.
Yeah, it's like a hodgepodge. Nuggets are like sausages in little, cube forms, and they say it's all chicken, but I don't necessarily trust it, so I don't order nuggets at any kind of fast food restaurant. But if they named it Thunder Nuggets, they might have your boy. I might be locked in.
Thunder Nugget also kind of sounds like a word you'd find on Urban Dictionary where it means something naughty. Also,
now I'm actually a little nervous.
Yeah.
Now I'm actually a little nervous because you're right, and there's a good chance I could be saying something that might be getting me canceled. Like a couple years back, people are going to tap in to this Theoretically Speaking episode and see me praising Thunder Nuggets, and my kids are going to disown me. So that's the risk we run here on the program. But still, it's a less risky thing than what the Thunder did late last night, and that's both missed 2 free throws at the line with the game on the line if you're Chet Holmgren, and also fouling up 3 early in the possession, where not only did they screw it up because they fouled to allow Nikola Jokic back into the game, who was going to be sidelined and was going to have to watch the end of the game courtside like the rest of us. They also fouled as soon as the ball got inbounded, not allowing any time to drain off the clock, allowing the Nuggets to step up to the free throw line and sink a couple of charity stripe shots, the same kind that Chet Holmgren kind of wet the bed on the other side. So that has to be a little disheartening for Oklahoma City fans. I'm sure it was fun to see their favorite son, Russell Westbrook, be on the assisting side of Aaron Gordon, drilling that triple in. It was cool to see him continue to have this career revitalization. Sucks to happen against your home team. Oh, yeah. And then there was Celtics-Knicks. Now, where did you watch Celtics-Knicks at? Because I was in I forget what they call the town, the area out here, but it is where my cousin called it Little Mexico out here in Chicago. It is a little bit on the outskirts. It's not that close to downtown. We had to take an Uber ride out there, and it was a great place called La Tierra. La Tierra. I know I'm screwing up the name, but what I will say is we ordered this concoction. This concoction, it was a El Toro is what they called it. It was a bull. And the bull had holes, like cylindric holes on its back, where like 8 slots where you can slide shots into it. They would light up these little firecracker type of sizzler things. It's almost like ordering a bottle at a bar, but instead they brought out our shots on the back of a bull. And the El Toro, we did a little matador with it. So we took these red, tablecloths, and we had the bull, doused it a little bit with the cloth, and he ran under it. It was a whole theatrical thing. It was a great presence, and all in the midst of that, I'm watching the Knicks completely just pulverize the lead that the Celtics had built up against them. It was shocking to me for 2 reasons. Number one, I was so enamored by what was going on as we were celebrating Cinco de Mayo. Number 2 was because I couldn't even get it on the big screen in said Mexican restaurant because apparently whoever the hell Who's my boy? Mbappe was playing last night.
Kylian, yeah.
Kylian and Mbappe apparently had a match that superseded whatever the hell was going on between the Knicks and the Celtics. So I didn't get to watch it on the big screen. I had to watch it on my phone. I was that cornball guy that had the game on streaming at a couple's double date dinner with my wife and her cousin and her boyfriend. So I did do the jerk move that I just said yesterday, C-Cat, I would not pull. But it allowed me to see the team that I can't stand the most in the Boston Celtics choke away a lead like none other. Boston went 15 for 60 from beyond the arc in a game in which they led by 20 points. That lead disseminated. It collapsed little by little. 3-point clink off the back of the rim after 3-point clink. It was absolutely desirable to watch for a person that is a Celtics hater. But I did have some cognitive dissonance because I'm like, oh, as great as it is to see another great Celtics collapse, I do hate to see the Knicks succeed as well. That's why I wanted to boycott the series, man. There's no fun in that for me.
You didn't find any bit of rooting interest.
No.
Like you said, you liked watching the brick show from the Boston Celtics. You had to have loved to watch the offer for Jason Tatum.
Oh, that's...
And him turning into a pumpkin.
Okay.
So that residual makes you root for the guys from New York.
Here's the thing, and I never for a second rooted for New York. I only rooted for the misery of the hometown Celtics fans who had to leave the Garden. By the way, Garden on Garden crime here. Like, who's the real Garden here?
That's whenever someone says going to the Garden and they're referring to TD, they're referring to Boston.
Yes.
I like grow another gray hair.
I
The
love
Garden is Madison Square Garden. Like, we can all agree this.
It is. I agree with you, but just because I like to spite Knicks fans almost as much as I like to spite the Celtics fans, I'm going to call both arenas the Garden this series. And for both of these teams, I hope somehow, some way they both can lose. But they can't. So last night, as the Celtics had the huge lead, the Knicks come storming back. Jason Tatum, here's the most alarming part of Celtics-Knicks, of Boston's chances to repeat. The most alarming part of this is Jason Tatum, late in the game, got the ball at the top of the key, and he was isolated on Mitchell Robinson. Now, as good as a rim defender as Mitch Robinson can be, he is absolutely not a guy that you want isolated on a guy that is taking crunch time shots, on a perimeter-oriented player, on a guy who was top 5 in scoring in the NBA like what Jason Tatum is. And funnily enough, when I saw that happen, I instantly yelled out in the restaurant, nobody's concerned. Not an eye blinked. Nary a coach winced. They saw Mitchell Robinson on an island with Jason Tatum, and Tom Thibodeau, all of his assistants, Mitch Robinson himself, and everybody on that court knew the same thing that you and I knew, C-Cat, and that was that Jason Tatum, in his silly ways that we've seen time and time again in big moments, Jason Tatum was going to settle for a bad three-pointer. And not only did he do that, he did it twice more right after he just clanked the first one off the rim. He went 0 for 3 from behind the arc in the big moment for the Celtics, and because they do not have a clutch player on that roster, because the Celtics, as fortified as they are, as much as they don't have any real weaknesses amongst their lineup, the one glaring omission from that Celtics roster right now is they don't have a capital C closer. They don't have a capital G guy with the ball in his hands as time is ticking down in big moments in the postseason. They want Jason Tatum to be that guy. Tatum himself would like to be that guy. Hell, even myself, I get secondhand embarrassment when I see Tatum have to take shots in these kind of moments because I know time and time again it's not going to work out for him. And as much as I'm a Celtics hater, I don't hate Tatum. I can appreciate parts of the dude's game, but I got to be honest. There's nothing elite about the dude. Like, out of all the other number one options in the league, I can say, okay, he is elite at this one very trait. What is the one thing that Jason Tatum does where you feel like he's top 5 in the NBA at it?
Driving to the rim.
No, because he doesn't do it enough, especially not when the game is on the line and especially in moments in which the Celtics need him most. You can't be top 5 at driving to the rim if you do not take the opportunity to do so when the defense would love for you to do so, but instead you're just taking step-back threes.
Do you think he's a head case, mental fortitude, when it comes down to crunch time? He takes the easier road, is just hanging out beyond the arc and chucking up threes?
Sometimes I feel like guys will settle for triples, settle for jump shots in a similar fashion as to why you and I would in a pickup game today, C-Cat. It's because your legs get tired late in the games.
It takes work to go body to body, man to man, driving in, probably getting double teamed with help defense and go to the rack.
Yeah. That's a way. It takes more wear and tear on your body. You're going absolutely up against physical force. There are men in your way trying to prevent you from what you're doing. Whereas when you shoot a jump shot, it's really just between you and the rim. And last night, the Celtics were married to the rim, except for they weren't letting the ball go through it. They were just bouncing it off of it. I mean, can you believe they set a postseason record for 45 missed triples? That's embarrassing.
It is embarrassing, but you're happy that performance happens in game 1, right? Because that's not going to happen in games 2 through a possible 7.
I don't think the Celtics nor the Thunder are actually in any kind of danger of losing these playoff series, but I do believe they're showing the very flaws that the other contenders need to see to know that they're vulnerable enough to be taken care of. Don't for 1 second think that Anthony Edwards wasn't sitting back on his couch with a huge grin on his face as he watched not just the Thunder choke that game away, but also the Celtics allow for the Knicks to out-hustle them for rebound after rebound, allow for the Knicks to really position them in a way in which it felt like the Knicks thought they were the better team. And it seemed like at a certain point the Celtics and the Thunder were kind of playing regular season basketball last night. Felt like they were in regular season mode when the Knicks and the Nuggets, who just got out of these contentious, like deep series. The Knicks went 6 with the Pistons, and they really should have lost that series, but they snuck away. The Nuggets go 7 with the Clippers. They are in the midst of this heated competition. Everybody's looking for like a finger to point blame at who really choked things away. I mean, you could blame Chet Holmgren for getting not just posterized by Aaron Gordon, but then getting that triple that AG made was in his face. The 2 free throws he missed is the reason why instead of overtime we had a Nuggets win. Yeah, sure, you can blame Chet. I would rather blame the Grizzlies. I blame the Memphis Grizzlies because it feels like when the Thunder got their big lead, they tried to cruise to a victory in the same way that they did in the regular season, whereas this is big boy playoffs. You know what I'm saying? This is big boy basketball at this point.
See, you said that you don't think either of these top seeds are in danger, even though they got upset last night. I agree with you with Boston and New York. I don't agree with you with the Nuggets and the Thunder. Because what I saw unfold on TV before the national audience was imposter syndrome. It was, wait a second, is it true that everyone only watches the NBA come playoff time? If that's true, then people really only start paying attention to the Thunder, despite having a historically dominant, a historically significant regular season in 2024 and 2025. This is when the lights turn on. Especially when you see the performance where everyone's turning the game off in the first quarter against the Grizzlies, like you mentioned. I saw a team that has been there before with the Denver Nuggets, who might be plotting around, messing around in the regular season, not getting the seed they might deserve if you want to actually power rank these teams because their record just quite wasn't there. I saw a Thunder team that melted down. Stupid fouls. Even just the jump ball where Aaron Gordon got on the ground, got dirty, got the timeout where it could have been a jump ball, but it wasn't because of his hustle, and just outclassed in the moments. And listen, hand up, I'm not a big regular season basketball viewer. I turn on for this part of the season in the NBA. But that's what I saw. I saw a nation that doubts Denver every turn, and I feel foolish being one of those people because if I were to put hard-earned money right now on a team to win that series, yeah, it's easy because they're up 1-0, but I would bet on the Denver Nuggets. I haven't even looked at the odds. I think that I would bet on the Denver Nuggets if you gave me minus 110 odds.
So, to me, that would be a foolish bet for a couple of reasons. Number one, the Nuggets, let me just read off from the box score here, because they're going to run out of juice eventually. Like, they are in elite shape, and Jamal Murray is one of the most well-conditioned guards in the league. Jokic, despite the way his body looks, he's actually in an elite amount of shape. He talks about the things he does to make sure he can make deep playoff runs. Last night for the Nuggets, in a game that ended in regulation, by the way, 121-119, 44 minutes out of Jamal Murray, 40 minutes out of Chris Brown, 42 minutes out of Nikola Jokic, who, by the way, 42, 22, and 6. Only the fourth player in NBA history to put up 40, 20, and 5 in a playoff game. That dude continues his incredible run of dominance in the postseason at this time of the year. So there's always reason to have faith in what the Nuggets can be. But I got to look at the facts of all of this, right? There was a reason why the Oklahoma City Thunder put up the greatest point differential in the history of the NBA this past regular season. There's a reason why they won 68 games. And in fact, there is a great reason why Shai Gilgeous-Alexander will be the most valuable player this year in the NBA. He was that guy. He is a closer. It's a Top 5 Tuesday. I'll be giving out my top 5 closers in this NBA playoffs. You made a mention in our group chat that I got to have AG.
I mean, tell me someone else who has 2 game winners.
I know. I get it.
You're talking about this playoffs, and that happened in this playoffs, even though it's only been given 8 chances.
There's a difference between being a guy that makes clutch and being a closer are 2 different things. Now, he is both. He is both to a certain degree. Is he a top 5 closer? Well, you'll have to wait and see when I deliver my list later on, and theoretically speaking here, because it does get a little it gets crunched down. We got 8 teams left, C-Cat. We got 8 teams left. Am I really going to pick a guy who's the third option on this squad at best?
Crowded list. I understand.
That's what I'm saying. Come on. But again, back to the Thunder Nuggets. Not only are they playing hefty minutes, and not only is there going to be less rest in between games in this series, just like in the rest of the second round series, I do believe that the Thunder, they got woken up last night. Like, and if they didn't, then we have a whole nother problem. But Chet Holmgren, Jalen Williams, I mean, Shai himself had a good game, but outside of him and Alex Caruso, there were a bunch of no-shows throughout their roster when it came to retaining that lead. But then also, once things got tight, nobody showed up in a big way, in a major way, to put the Thunder over the line there. I don't believe the Thunder collapsed in a sense. I think the Nuggets just out-hustled them, outworked them, and they rose to the moment, whereas players on Oklahoma City withered in the bright lights. That, though, had more to do with being off for a week. That had more to do with playing 4 games against a Memphis Grizzlies team that already had their bags packed for vacation before the playoffs even tipped off. I just don't think they were necessarily ready. I believe, and this is going to sound crazy based on what we saw last night, when it comes to Thunder Nuggets, there's a better chance this game or this series ends in a gentleman's sweep in favor of the Thunder than it does the Nuggets actually pulling out a series victory.
That's insane. Really?
How so?
You think 4 consecutive wins from the team that just lost on their home floor?
Yes. I'd love to see what the odds are on that. Because I would take those.
I'll tell you right now. Explain to me why you think that Thunder have the capability. You think, listen, I hear the dead legs. I hear that argument, but eventually they're going to wake back up. Eventually, the best.
The Nuggets?
Yeah.
I think the Nuggets gave a great punch. Okay, so here's what. The Nuggets won by 2 last night, right? Chet hits those 2 free throws. We're likely talking about a scare from the Nuggets that the Thunder end up closing the game out and winning, right? If Aaron Gordon misses that 3, which again is wide open, right? Like, I can't take away plays that the Nuggets made, but what I can do is give context around why I believe this thing is not going to repeat itself. The one glaring stat that is going to change from this game to game 2 is the Denver Nuggets pulled down 63 rebounds. They out-rebounded Oklahoma City by 20 on the road. They not just did that, but there's only been 3 other teams in the history of the modern-day playoffs in the NBA to reach the mark of 63 rebounds. That means a couple of things. Number one, you ain't boxing out and securing defensive boards when you close out a possession. I do believe the Thunder are going to be better about that going forward, despite how Jalen Williams was joking around and trying to quote memes from Taurean Prince back in his Baylor March Madness days, which I thought was absolutely cornball behavior. I do believe that Mark Daigneault, who we believe is a good head coach, is going to make the proper adjustments, likely going to play a little bit more Isaiah Hartenstein, likely going to lean on some of the guys that can actually create rebounding opportunities for the Thunder and not allow them to be bullied. The Nuggets have a lot of hustle dudes. Like, Russell Westbrook is going to attack the boards. Christian Brown is going to attack the boards. Jokic is obviously going to be a guy that's going to be hovering around 15 to 16 boards per game in this series. It's hard to keep them off of it, but you can do a better job of gang rebounding. And I don't think the Thunder matched the Nuggets' intensity when it came to the simplest of things, hustle plays. You clean that one aspect up, and the margin changes vastly in the Thunder's difference. The other side of that is Jamal Murray is going through a torture chamber of guards to go up against defensively. He's got Lou Dort, a Defensive Player of the Year candidate, on his ass, fighting through screens in his grill, giving him hell day in and day out. When he gets a break from him, he might see some Shea, who is a B-plus, at least, perimeter defender. He's going to see Cason Wallace, who is an absolute dog at the head of the snake at the top of the defense for the Thunder, and also Alex Caruso. I don't even have to say anything following that. We know what Caruso brings on the defensive end thanks to his days with the Lakers, and now he's giving that same kind of effort with the Thunder. I just think the Thunder have too many guys to throw at the Nuggets, and the legs are going to get tired, and the Thunder are going to rear themselves into better form here. I would be interested not only to see what the odds are for a gentleman's sweep in the favor of the Thunder, I'm also curious what the Game 2 line is. I bet you it's about 10 or 11 points in favor of Oklahoma City, despite what happened last night.
So here are some numbers hot off the presses of Hard Rock Bet. I told you I would bet on the Nuggets to win this series if it was a pick'em at -110. Nuggets winning Game 1 last night. The real number is Thunder -300, Nuggets +240 to win the series in general.
Okay,
your
plus 240 to win the series
that you wanted to make is the Thunder to win in 5 games, a.k.a. Thunder winning games 2, 3, 4, and 5. Gentlemen sweep. Those odds from Hard Rock Bet are +300.
Not that far off.
Yeah, it wasn't as laughable as I made it seem. Just 30 cents of juice.
And I would take that bet, and I will probably hedge it in a Game 5 because you never doubt the heart of a champion, and you know that Jokic can take over any given game, and the Thunder, as they showed last night, are privy to boneheaded, youthful mistakes. The fouling late game, Chet Holmgren, who's an 80% free throw shooter and missing not one but 2 late in the game, like straight up dribbling down his legs. It was embarrassing what happened to the Thunder, but what I will say is the Nuggets, they came, saw, and conquered. They are the ones that took advantage of the Thunder's inexperience, of the Thunder's lethargicness. They came and clasped that win. I believe it was a greater embarrassment what happened with the Boston Celtics. You are a reigning champion. You've already been there and done that. And for Jason Tatum, who gave nobody panic when he touched the ball in big moments, for Jaylen Brown, who let Mikal Bridges absolutely manhandle him and strip the ball away, you don't even get a game-tying or winning shot up. You absolutely get just disheartened in front of your home crowd. They've got to feel absolutely embarrassed. They've got to feel absolutely like straight up disrespected. And I do believe that was the bigger collapse and the greater choke. You cannot miss 45 3-pointers on your home floor, most of them wide open. You cannot, in big moments, Tatum, not force your will and get to the rim, but settle for step-back jumpers that everybody in the arena that's rooting for the Knicks wants you to take. It's absolutely embarrassing, and it was rookie-level stuff. But to be honest with you, I expect that out of the Boston Celtics because I've seen them when the moment has gotten bright before. They got lucky in last year's playoffs. Not a lot of resistance they had to go through in the East. Not a lot of resistance they had to go through in a Luka Doncic-led team that led to Luka getting traded away. This year is going to be a little tougher. And when them lights get bright, you better hope Anthony Edwards ain't the one coming out that tunnel because you're going to end up on the losing side. Who was the greater collapse? Who had the biggest choke job last night in the NBA in the game ones that saw both road teams win? In fact, road teams now 3-0 in the second round of the NBA postseason. Would you look at that?
Yeah.
Would you look at that?
How about the Cavaliers getting off the hook? It happened on the same night as Game 7. Then you have 2 other Game 1s that result in the lower seed winning. It's ancient history as far as I'm concerned.
They also had more of an excuse, like they had injuries. They had injuries to key players, right? Still got to win that game. Still got to see more out of Donovan Mitchell. 30 shots, 30 shot attempts, and you're supposed to be the number one option. You're supposed to be that guy. I've seen much better. So they've got to be better. We'll see what happens tonight. But who had the biggest choke job last night in the NBA? 888-760-3776. Hit me up, baby. Tap in to Theoretically Speaking. Tap in on the Baptist Health Hotline. 888-760-3776. Coming to you from Chicago, the city of one of the greatest, if not the greatest closers in NBA history, Michael Jeffrey Jordan. Giving our Top 5 Tuesday, Top 5 closers in these NBA playoffs as well. Give some thoughts on that. 888-760-3776. Hit us up on the Baptist Health Hotline. Are you experiencing foot and ankle pain and need to see an expert in the field? Baptist Health Orthopedic Care has a team of foot and ankle orthopedic surgeons and specialists who are regarded as leaders in their specialty. Visit baptisthealth.net/ortho to learn more today. Baptist Health Orthopedic Care combines its resources of experienced physicians and leading-edge treatments and technology to provide advanced orthopedic, foot and ankle, joint replacement, spine, and sports medicine care. Visit baptisthealth.net/ortho for more information today. Baptist Health Orthopedic Care has offices conveniently located in Palm Beach County through the Florida Keys. Learn more by visiting baptisthealth.net/ortho. Bigger choke job, the Thunder or the Celtics? And Jalen in the YouTube chat. And then, of course, you can always subscribe. Watch us live on YouTube at ESPN West Palm. Tell your smart speaker, play ESPN 106.3. That's how you can tap in on the show. Be a part of the family. Jalen in the YouTube chat says, what's more embarrassing, blowing a 20-point lead or losing a playoff game by 55? Well, one of the teams, the team that, lost the game by 55 and was on the worst point differential in the history of the league when it comes to postseason series, one of those teams' number one option was Tyler Hero. St. Louis guy, right? Or no, not St. Louis guy. What's Tyler Hero's ties to, I'm thinking of freaking, who's my guy with the Panthers?
Yeah, nothing.
Who's my guy with the Panthers?
Oh, Kachuk?
Matthew Kachuk. Why did I think Tyler Hero? Why'd I give him St. Louis? The St. Louis dude that's leading the Celtics, Jason Tatum, who's still in chase for his first Finals MVP, who's supposed to be a top 5 guy, who's supposed to be a future face of the NBA, but has absolutely no shot because of his lack of aura and closing ability. That guy, yeah, I think it's a little bit more embarrassing for him to choke away a 20-point lead when the other team has a 6'1" dude straight up balling out, bulldozing his way with brute force and stepping back into three-pointers, making you look like a fool. I'll take that. What about you? Do you think it's more embarrassing for the Heat or the Celtics?
It's for the Heat.
People forgot about the Heat series.
Well, yeah.
We were an unserious playoff team.
They got their NBA card revoked by losing a playoff series. Like, they got ejected from the league for 2025, whereas the Celtics will make you forget about their Game 1 loss in Game 2 tomorrow.
Maybe they will. Or maybe we'll be recalling this Game 1 loss later on, 2 or 3 weeks from now, when we see something reminiscent of it before, because we've seen the Celtics do this in playoffs of years past. This is nothing new. They absolutely wither and wilt in the moment. They're not big game players.
They just won an NBA Finals. They won an NBA Finals.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I said this when it happened, and I'll say it again. One of the easiest routes to a championship in the history. People try and denigrate the Lakers' bubble title. There is nothing I've seen in modern-day NBA playoffs, nothing I've seen easier than the road the Celtics traversed, and I say that as a Miami Heat fan who we were part of that road.
Yeah. So then if they win this year's championship, will it vindicate last year's in Theo Dorsey's brain? Now it'll be two true championships, same team, same basis, but a tougher road in 2025?
25 is going to challenge them in a way that they have not been challenged in the postseason since Jimmy and the Heat were in full form back in 23 when they lost to the Miami Heat. Like, that's the biggest difference between last year's Celtics playoff run and this year's what they have ahead of them is there's no big bad team in front of them that threatens them in a great way. But that was last year. This year, if they do make it to the NBA Finals, if they do get through the Knicks and then likely the Cavaliers, I am confident that whoever comes out of the West not only should be favored against the Celtics, I think they'll have their way against them. Like, the Celtics, of course, are going to sneak away with a game or two on hot shooting nights, but they are so inconsistent. They're so reliant on the three-point shot and their big game players, their closers, their number one option guy, and Jason Tatum. Name that Tatum moment. He has a title. He's been in the playoffs for like 7 straight years. Name that moment where Tatum had a big play or a big moment or a big possession down the stretch. The only one I can think of is when he dunked on LeBron his rookie season.
Say what you want about Jason Tatum. He was integral to the bench of the United States men's basketball team, and he has a gold medal to show for it. That's what I would say about that.
He had 2 points in the fourth quarter last night. He went 0 for 7 and 0 for 6 from deep. 2 points in the fourth quarter last night in a tight game.
Clinton Yates on Clinton and Friends right here on ESPN West Palm and heard nationally on ESPN Radio said the winner of the Timberwolves-Warriors series will win the NBA Finals. That really goes along with what you believe too, Theo. Are you agreeing with that?
No, because I do think there's a chance that the Warriors they get a little dead leg down the end as well. Like they've not been playing Jonathan Kuminga. I wonder if he ever gets broken out of the I don't know what it is, like an in case of emergency tank that they have him in. They might need him if they make it all the way to the NBA Finals because of how old they are. I never doubt Jimmy. I'll never doubt Steph in a playoff series. I doubt whether or not Draymond will be available for certain games because he's already racking up the techs and flagrants. So ain't no telling if he's going to get, same thing that happened in 2016 happens again. I just can't see them winning 16 games in the playoffs. And also, I think the Thunder can get the best of the Warriors.
All right.
They've got enough guys that can take Curry out of the game. I would take the Thunder in that series, whereas the Wolves I can see actually pulling through as a 6th seed. Fun playoffs, though, right?
Yeah.
We're having a good time.
Yeah, we are. You know what? And the series results in the first round are not indicative of the product of the basketball. Like, we had good, like, the Pacers-Bucks series was a good series, even though it was a gentleman's sweep.
It was. And you know what? In Pacers-Bucks, I do believe I'm kind of grateful that it happened the way that it did happen because now the summer of Giannis, it gives it a little bit more credence. So though it was, again, like you said, non-competitive, it gave the Pacers confidence. It gives Giannis the perfect excuse to actually leave and request that trade this offseason. That's going to be one of those data points that we look back on that changes the trajectory of the NBA as we know it over the next 4 or 5 years. Because if Giannis goes to either the Rockets or the Spurs, the West is like, it is going to be hellistic. You might as well just mail it in if you're not the Rockets, Thunder, or whoever the hell, Giannis goes to next offseason. Or the Wolves. Look at the West. And look at what the Celtics get to go through every year. Their biggest fear right now is Tyrese Halliburton. Kaiser University strikes fear in the heart of all kind of NAIA opponents, and they should because of the way that they win time and time again. They step up in the big moments. They have primetime performers. They have clutch closers. That's what led to their 24 different NAIA titles. That's also what led to their 60-plus conference titles in the Sun Conference. They roll. They rule. They rock out no matter the sport. Women's swimming and diving. Men's lacrosse. Football. Flag football, by the way. Did you see the score of that last flag football game, C-Cat?
I did not. Was it crazy?
It was like Kaiser was playing basketball and the other team was playing soccer. That was KUSeahawks.com. Check the score of the last flag football game for Kaiser. By the way, the games mean a lot this time of year in flag football. They are ripping it up. Shout out Ashley Clam, former ESPN West Palm intern, current GKB teammate, and also a member of that Kaiser women's flag football team. She also announced like the 3rd-round pick for the Houston Texans.
You're doing big things.
Kind of excellent. Yeah, that's the kind of excellence you get out of Kaiser Seahawks. KUSeahawks.com. Keep up with the Seahawks as they look to defend the beach. It is on the flagship campus of Kaiser University off I-95 in the Turnpike. Did you see the score?
I'm on KUSeahawks.com right now. Oh my goodness.
Did you see it?
I'm seeing a couple of big scores. I don't even know which one you're talking about because
exactly.
They destroyed Florida Memorial. They destroyed Cotty College 84-0. Oh, don't even show up next time, Comets. Give up.
Do not
Who
pull
let
up. We got to take their flags away.
Yeah, I was going to say, who let you in the tournament?
Yeah, we got to take their flags away for good. On the other side, they get around, and also I am ending the GOAT debate has gone too far. I am in the city of the GOAT. I am in Chicago right now at the Thou Wow, ESPN Chicago. I feel the aura of Michael Jordan permeating through the air here, so I have to make a comment on something that's being lofted out there by the one and only Kendrick Perkins on ESPN. That's C-Cat. I'm Theo Dorsey. More theoretically speaking on the other side on ESPN 106.3.
Live from the Anajar and Levine Accident Attorney Studios. Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Call 1-800-747-FREE. This is ESPN 106.3.
It's the Hard Rock Bet Battle of the Bets. 2 bets facing off. Winning side splits $250K in bonus bets every single day. Time to pick a side. Team underdogs or team favorites. Team over or team under. There's one way to settle this. Hard Rock Bet Battle of the Bets. Pick a side for $1. Win your share of $250K or more today. Prize pool to be paid out in bonus bets, not a cash offer. Offered by the Seminole Tribe of Florida. Must be 21 plus and physically present in Florida to wager. Terms and conditions apply. Concerned about gambling? Please call 1-888-ADMIT-IT.
Hi, This is Scott Smith with Smith Ball Baez and Prather, Florida Injury Lawyers. We are a Florida civil trial law firm that specializes in the areas of personal injury and wrongful death. Our offices are located in Palm Beach Gardens, Boca Raton, and Port St. Lucie. Our lawyers have litigated thousands of matters at the Palm Beach, Martin, St. Lucie, and Indian River County courthouses. Our lawyers, paralegals, and other numerous members of our legal team live in Palm Beach County and Treasure Coast cities and towns such as West Palm Beach, Port St. Lucie, Lake Worth, Palm Beach Gardens, Palm City, Jupiter, and others just like you and your families. We are a statewide recognized law firm, but it is your community and your families that we live and associate with on a daily basis. Our most satisfying achievement is when we know that our legal power has helped a fellow member of our Palm Beach County and Treasure Coast community secure a fair and just huge result. If you've been injured, the lawyers at Smith Ball Baez and Prather will help. Call us at 500-HELP, 500-HELP. With Smith Ball Baez and Prather, help is just a local phone call away. Offices Palm Beach Gardens, Boca Raton, and Port St. Lucie.
Don't miss Russo and Rizzo.
I'm not paying for cable. What are you, nuts?
I offered you cable for free.
I'm not taking the charity cable either. That's your YouTube TV that you pay for.
So what? I'm offering it to you.
That's not my YouTube TV.
Why not pay for YouTube TV? It's $80 a month.
That's outrageous.
Remember I told you I watched Roadhouse? I would have never been laughing my you-know-what off about Roadhouse if I didn't have YouTube TV.
That makes the $80 a month worth it?
Guess so.
It's Russo and Rizzo, weekdays at 4, here on ESPN 106.3.
The Club at Lost Lake, a championship Fazio design golf course in Hope Sound. Golf and social memberships are now available with no waiting list and immediate access. The course and club will see over $10 million in capital improvements and is one of the best private club values in the area. Experience the beauty and challenge of this renowned course for yourself. Enjoy year-round access to exclusive amenities and events. Elevate your game, elevate your experience. Discover the Club at Lost Lake. Visit clublostlake.com to schedule a visit today.
Calling all sports fans, grab your MVP card and head to Duffy's where you can catch all of the action. Not an MVP? Sign up for free and start earning rewards today. Duffy's is voted the best sports grill year after year with their award-winning burgers and wings. Don't forget about Duffy's famous 2-for-1 drinks all day, every day. And with over 80 TVs in every location, you'll never miss a minute of the game. Visit Duffy'sMVP.com to learn more. Duffy's, our game is always on.
Live from the Anajar and Levine Accident Attorney Studios, Theo Dorsey is theoretically speaking. Streaming live on YouTube, here's Theo Dorsey.
Gotta love Aaron Gordon. We didn't get to play it, but can we hear the game winner? The game winner from last night, Aaron Gordon, who boxed out on the free throw line to help Christian Brown be able to secure the board. He outlets out to the left side as Russell Westbrook gets the ball shooting down the right side. He finds Gordon in the shooter's pocket, and here it is last night, courtesy of NBA on TNT.
It rims out. Brown grabs it. 7 seconds left. Westbrook, 5 seconds. They're down by 1. Gordon got it. Aaron Gordon with a deep shot. Williams, three-quarter court. No good. The Nuggets steal game 1. That's a winner for Aaron Gordon. 121 to 119.
Absolutely didn't even need the three.
And you know what? Post-game, I watched this back. Post-game, I forget the sideline reporting. Forgive me for Turner Sports. But when asked, he didn't know why he shot a three. He was like, best shot is the best shot, and we shot the best shot. And he's like, all right, it went in, so who cares?
Bro, and that's the thing is, I don't want to hear no criticism when people do this. Same thing even when Jimmy pulled up for three in the Eastern Conference Finals, Game 7, and Al Horford gave him the lane. If you get the open look, you are an NBA player. I trust you to take said open look. You live with the make, you live with the miss. Last night it was a make for the Nuggets. Big shout to Aaron Gordon. In my lifetime, he has become... I have such a volatile relationship with whether or not I'm rooting for Aaron Gordon. And I'll tell you why. I actually met the dude back when he was still in high school, still trying to make it to the league, back when he was committed to Arizona. Before I tell that story, I do want to tell you about EDS Air Conditioning and Plumbing, EDSisyes.com. C-Cat, you could use this right now.
Oh, I sure could, man. The summer months are coming, and they're coming fast. The spring months are hot enough in South Florida.
Yeah, they're hot enough, and right now I'm in Chicago, so I'm chilling. I got EDS at my crib. Can't wait to come back inside and get hit with that gust of fresh, breezy air. And right now you're soaking up the sun in South Florida, and if you are in position like C-Cat and you're like, hey, it's getting hot out here, I want to make sure I'm protected. I want to make sure I have a chance at good comfort for not just me but my family. Do me a favor. Go online right now, EDSisyes.com. They are trained comfort specialists, hard to stop a train. They've been servicing Palm Beach County and the greater area since 2006. Got a question for you. Is your air or water flowing perfectly in your home right now? Go check. I'll give you some time. Answer's no? Then EDS is yes. That's why they named the website that, because it's true. It's a true statement. No truer statement has been said in the air conditioning and plumbing game. EDSisyes.com. Go online right now. They've helped me out. They can help you. They have great customer service. My guy Randy is generally my technician. He hooks it up. I preventative care and repair. See, I'm a Gold Plan member. I get 15% off of repairs. Haven't had a reason for a repair in quite some time. But also, I get 2 check-ins every single year. So they come and check my system. They make sure that I have the proper, system going. Like, here's the great thing about it too is they tell me a lot of the technicalities and things about my AC unit and the things I need to be on the lookout for. Because they're so good at their job and they help me get prepared, I don't even have to know all of the intricacies of it. They take care of a lot of that for me, and then I can go back to my wife and act like I'm the man. But in reality, it's EDSisyes.com. EDSisyes.com. Call today or go online, EDSisyes.com. When comfort matters, EDS is yes. C-Cat? There's only one way I like to move and shake, because I got a lot of motion.
In fact, I think you took this vehicle to Chicago.
I did. I was like, you know what? Flying's a little risky these days, especially people flying into Newark. Again, prayers up, because did you see that headline out of Newark Airport?
Newark. I saw a small plane land on Riviera Country Club. I saw that happen.
It's been
something
crazy
happened in
lately.
Newark too.
Newark, there was an air traffic control member in Newark at the Newark Airport who literally told a reporter, do not fly into Newark. It is not safe.
What?
Because they have been as many things right now in America are losing funding. That means you have a lack of resources. The lack of resources sometimes means a lack of staffing, and the air traffic control apparently around the Newark Airport is understaffed, and he said it is not safe to fly into the Newark Airport. So whatever you do, we about to hop on the get around, CK. Whatever you do, stay the hell away from Newark.
I can't wait to our third stop.
Oh, God. This is flying to Philly. We'll ride up. In fact, if Newark Airport is that dangerous, I don't want to fly anywhere into New York for the next year, so I'm going to let them figure that out. Where are we going first, though, for the get around?
Next stop.
We'll stop in Minneapolis. How about that?
That's safe.
That's where we're getting off of the get around, because there's a big game tonight. Warriors, Wolves, Game 1. How about this stat for you? Golden State coach Steve Kerr, after winning in round 1, he is now 24-3 in playoff series. Yeah, coached 27 playoff series, only lost 3 of them. And the Warriors are 3 series wins away from another Steph Curry ring. Kendrick Perkins has an interesting statement on the legacy of Steph Curry if he, in fact, wins the championship, wins the Finals MVP.
Real talk. He's 1 championship and 1 Finals MVP away from entering the GOAT conversation. And I would dare somebody to try to argue or make me seem like I'm saying something ridiculous. What he has done for the game.
I mean, I do think that Kendrick Perkins is a little ridiculous here. First, I want to address something. Steve Kerr, 24-3 in the postseason. I'm trying to think of the 3 losses. So, of course, there is the Warriors' loss in 2016 NBA Finals to LeBron. Cleveland, this is for you.
Yes.
Okay. 2019 Raptors.
Mm-hmm.
What's the third one? Because he kind of lucked out because they lost in the play-in multiple times, and those would have been first round or second round exits. I can't think of the third one. It must have been before No, because his first year they won the championship.
So it is the 2023 Western Conference semifinals.
To who? You remember?
No, I have that written down.
23 Western Conference semifinals. I really just cannot remember. I got to think. I got to think hard about that. Was that the Nuggets? Did the Nuggets get them? Well, en route to a championship?
Could have been that.
Okay, all right. Well, we'll figure that out later. Back to the discussion at hand. Steph Curry is banned from any GOAT conversation.
Whoa.
He is barred from it. He will never reach it. He can win the next 2 championships, and he still will never be the greatest basketball player of all time. In order to be in the GOAT conversation, you cannot be a liability on one end of the court. Any person that has ever been floated or discussed as the greatest player of all time in the history of the National Basketball Association has never been a guy who only had it on one side of the court. Steph is great. He's elite. He might end up becoming the number one most crazy, like the best offensive threat of all time, right? Like not just shooter, not just scorer, not just facilitator. He could end up becoming the best offensive threat of all time. That's a different conversation. But my GOATs got to have it on both sides of the court. LeBron James, Michael Jordan, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, Tim Duncan, like these guys, right? Magic Johnson, Larry Bird, these guys, Hakeem Olajuwon, Shaquille O'Neal. No matter where they are on the floor and no matter who has the possession, they are a threat and you fear them. Steph Curry in his prime was being targeted on one end and he was a liability. You cannot be a GOAT if you are a liability 50% of the game. Sorry.
So that was against the Lakers, by the way. The Warriors lost to the Lakers in 2023.
Oh, okay. Yep. And then the Lakers went on to lay a dud.
I kind of agree with you. Imagine we changed basketball to where you had 10 players on the court for each side, and you can only stay on your half, where you have your defenders and you have your offenders.
Yeah.
So that would make Steph Curry the greatest player of all time because that's all he could do.
Wow. Who would benefit in today's NBA? Who would benefit most from that?
We'd create a lot of jobs. I think that's important for the economy.
That's true. A lot of jobs. That would double the population in the NBA almost.
Wow.
And does that take away the advantage of being a two-way player if you do that? It kind of does. It's like, all right, you're just wasting your energy.
Yeah.
It's kind of like Travis Hunter right now in the NFL. They're like, why? Why are you doing that?
Yeah. And we would take away the power of Russell Westbrook in his heyday. Like, that speed going from baseline to baseline, not as important. You need quick twitch speed because you're only playing half court.
How do you even? It would make a really ridiculous situation for subs. It would have to be like almost like possession for possession. It would get too weird. You can't do it. Basketball is an art. It's a free-flowing game. Last thing on this, though, Steph cannot enter the GOAT debate, but if he does win another title in LeBron's era of the NBA, he can open up a new debate, a new conversation, and that's whose era really is it? It then has to become Steph's era. If he changed the way we play the game, and he also has the most titles in the modern era in which he plays in, and many of them came up against LeBron James-led teams, it has to be Curry's era, or at the very least, like a LeBron v. Curry. Kind of like how the 80s is not just the Magic or Showtime Lakers, but it's Magic and Larry. Steph winning another title can change this from the LeBron era to the Curry-LeBron era, which ain't a bad thing, but he ain't no GOAT.
Next stop,
we move to Cleveland, Ohio.
No, absolutely. Can I hit can't hit the button from here because I'm in Chicago. Can you hit the next up?
No, I'm sorry. We are stuck here. A layover. 12 hours in Cleveland, Ohio. Never killed anybody.
ASAP.
I take that back. I probably did kill somebody at some point.
Joakim Noah.
The NBA Coach of the Year was announced yesterday. Cavaliers head man Kenny Atkinson took home the gold with 59 first-place votes. Pistons coach J.B. Bickerstaff came in second, totaling 31 first-place votes. Did they get it right, Theo?
No. Bickerstaff should have gotten the Coach of the Year award. He led a team that won. They went from 14 wins to 44 wins, and they should have beat the Pistons in the first round. I know it's a regular season award, but the regular season record itself should have given him that honor. I think the Coach of the Year in the NBA is the most, it's pointless. It's a very pointless trophy. The fact that the best coach in the league, who is Eric Spoelstra, has 0 of them lets you know just how pointless it is. The question is, which of the major leagues has the most pointless Coach of the Year award between Major League Baseball, hockey, football, and basketball? Because in the NFL, we've seen guys win that award and get fired as well the very next year, and it happens the same way in basketball.
So pointless in terms of job security or pointless in terms of proving that's a good franchise?
Both. I think it has to be both. Just last year, we were saying Monty Williams had done one of the worst coaching jobs of all time, that the Detroit Pistons were a misery to be a part of. Stephen A. Smith congratulated him when he got fired for being freed from Detroit. And then you get Bickerstaff, who comes in there, and in 1 year, he creates the greatest turnaround in NBA history. No team has ever improved their win differential in the way that the Pistons did. They tripled their wins from 14 to 44. They got the 6th seed. They played their way out of the play-in, and they did it with a bunch of unproven guys. Like, I've seen Donovan Mitchell lead a team to a 1 or 2 seed before, and it just happened a few years ago. Sorry. It just was given out to the wrong guy, but I do believe Kenny Atkinson has a lot more love from the media, and people want to see him succeed, so he got that award. More so, it was like a popularity contest at that point.
Oh, yeah. Even I love Kenny Atkinson. It was a shame the Nets fired him.
Yeah.
In, like, the burgeoning of that Brooklyn Nets, going from a scrappy team with D'Angelo Russell into the free agent destination, and it all fell apart. Oh, man, they really screwed the pooch on that one. And we go to our final destination on the get-around.
Next stop.
That brings us cruising on in. You know, the flights going to Westchester were too expensive, so I didn't stop there.
No.
JFK was all booked up.
No, CCAT, don't do it.
LaGuardia, I'm sorry, I couldn't do it. My Uber didn't go there for some reason. We're landing safe and sound into Newark Airport against all odds.
They said don't do it.
We're going to Newark because we are going to the Meadowlands. New York, New York. Abdul Carter, the number 3 overall pick to the Giants, that dynamic edge man from Penn State. Well, he wants Lawrence Taylor's number, which is retired by the New York Giants. Abdul Carter wants 56, so much as to ask Lawrence Taylor if he can have it. Lawrence Taylor said, no. You can't have the number. It's retired. Do you have any problem with Abdul Carter asking Lawrence Taylor for his number?
Yes, this is one of the most idiotic, foolish things I've seen a now potentially professional athlete do. And there's no surprise that it came as he was talking to one of the other guys that has his foot in his mouth left and right, in Micah Parsons, on his podcast. Number one, don't be doing a podcast with your newly minted division rival.
Hey, that's a Penn State brother through and through.
Yeah, well, both of them looking like buffoons right now because for Micah Parsons, I'll never forget what you were doing at Penn State, by the way. Got some skeletons in that closet, buddy. But then also, for you, if you are Abdul Carter, do you ever, number one, be your own man? Can you for once just be your own man, do your own thing? I get that they passed down to number 11 at Penn State to the great edge rusher, starting with LeVar Arrington, then Micah Parsons, now you. That's cute. That's great. Now you go to the Giants and you're asking to spawn the number of the single greatest defensive talent in the history of the league. Some people call him the best football player of all time. And if you know one thing about Lawrence Taylor, he an old school dude. Like, the fact that he found out that you wanted his number through Micah Parsons' podcast first, I knew from the jump when I saw that happen, I was like, LT gonna shoot this down quick, and then he'll turn down a personal engagement event for a round of golf. Like, LT don't play about his golf. He also don't play about respect. And I think it's disrespectful for him to jump on a Micah Parsons podcast before he's played a single snap in the league and say he wants 56. Now, here's the one thing I'll say, though. I do believe there's a caveat, right? There's a back channel in which if he would have approached LT the right way, he still would have got shot down, but at least we wouldn't know about it.
Yeah, that's a good point. Yeah, I think
we shouldn't know about this.
You're right in terms of wanting the same tradition that was at the college that he went to and assuming that this would be all cool and well when he's going to the National Football League.
Who do you think you are?
Yeah, it's weird. The league does not adapt to you, Abdul Carter. You adapt to the league. You got to deal with the traditions that are in the NFL already, and retiring numbers is a big deal.
It is. It is.
And you know what? Rocking the sticks would be cool as hell, too. Wearing 11 as an edge rusher looks cool. And maybe it's because Micah Parsons does it right now, and I'm a Penn State football fan, and he's very good at that, and I want to see that for my second favorite NFL team, the New York Giants, who happen to have also drafted a Penn State legend.
It's kind of nice.
It's kind of nice.
So here's my question, though, for you, C-Cat. Do you not feel it's a little corny, a little whack? And I won't say these things to his face. He's a really big dude. But I feel like it's a little corny, a little whack that he's not trying to create his own wave here. He's trying to jump from bandwagon to bandwagon. He's going from 11 now to try to reach for 56. Like, I would be concerned as a Giants fan that this guy doesn't have his own identity.
I wouldn't read too much into it. I think optics stink, whatever. That's your first impression to your fan base, first impression to your organization as a whole. And the culture part of it is so much of it for the NFL in this jam-packed locker room. You already, when they announce your name and your signing bonus to the training camp, when you're in that film room, you're already going to get clowned and be made to earn it from the guys who are already in that locker room who did not get near the signing bonus, who have actually proven something in the NFL already. And by acting as if you already almost have earned an exemption to a retired number, that's a bad look. Hopefully it's not a sign of more things to come.
Yeah, and it shouldn't be. And I do think that at the end of the day, we just should know about this. If he handled this properly, he would have been told no in private with Lawrence Taylor. They would have had a good conversation about it. And then maybe down the line, after he made some Pro Bowls, after they won a championship or something, LT might have granted it to him. But you got to do something. You got to prove it in the National Football League. There have been several people who have been drafted in the top 5 in the history of the league. Many of them have busted out. You ain't played a snap yet. You're not even the best edge rusher or defensive lineman on the Giants right now. They just traded away half of their draft capital for Brian Burns last year. They have another top 5 invested pick in Kayvon Thibodeau that's on that defensive line, and Dexter Lawrence is the best defensive tackle. You're coming into camp at best as the 4th best defensive lineman for the Giants. Not knocking a dude, but I will say, to me, little corny that he doesn't want to create his own identity. And again, I wouldn't say it to his face. I'm honest, at least. Wouldn't say it to his face.
Nice and transparent to our fans, listeners, and viewers the same.
Oh, I didn't get to tell y'all the Aaron Gordon story. Maybe I'll tell y'all that on the other side. Tina is pulling up. We're getting geared up for the happy hour. And again, you know your boy is kicking it from the Thou Wow, ESPN Chicago, the State Street Studios. I've been distracted, man. Everybody's walking by here. The Chicago State Streets, the theater, the big theater, the one, like, this is one of those iconic signs as I look out at it that defines cities. Now, of course, it says Chicago, so it's easy, but it to me, it's almost similar to the where they used to have the draft at New York?
Radio City Music Hall.
The sign that they have outside of that.
Mm-hmm.
Right, the Chicago State Theater sign kind of, to me, parallels that. This really does. It's like the New York of the Midwest. Pigeons and all.
You know what I wish that you had at a walk's distance, but I, fortunately, do? A Duffy Sports Grill.
Nothing like Duffy Sports Grill, man. Duffy'sMVP.com. I'm about to look it up and see what the nearest Duffy's is to me here in Chicago. Let's see.
Maybe make a quick trip down south.
Ironically, there's a place called Duffy's Tavern and Grill. Are they copying the Duffy Sports Grill?
How dare you stand where he stood? How dare you? You got to take their car. It's like,
I will march my tail there tonight. I will demand the manager's card, and I will tell him, hey, if my MVP card doesn't swipe here, y'all got to change the name. Duffy'sMVP.com. That's the place to be. 2-for-1 drinks all day, every day. Plus, they've got the Duffy's Double Play. That is a lunch special. And if you know anything about specials, you know it's going to be a great, great bargain. $7.99 for a Duffy's Double Play right during lunchtime. Can't beat it. Plus, 80 or more televisions at every single Duffy's location. It's the place to be to watch all of the playoff action. Stanley Cup postseason. You got the NBA playoffs. And, of course, you have now the WNBA preseason gearing up. I saw the numbers that Caitlin Clark and the Fever pulled in. I'm like, man, oh, man, if you're at a Duffy's right now and you got 80-plus TVs, you got a lot to choose from. And those options will be satisfied by your waiter or waitress. Duffy'sMVP.com, award-winning burgers, jumbo wings. They've got the goods. Tap in, and you can be a Duffy's MVP, just like me. Stack up the reward points. Duffy'sMVP.com. At Duffy's, our game is always on.
One thing I love about Duffy's, I'm a pretty picky drinker. I'd say not much of a picky eater anymore. I was when I was a kid, but I'm a picky alcoholic drinker.
No Fireball for the cat.
No Fireball for the cat, but I love hard cider. And sometimes I'm also very frugal. The fact that it's 2-for-1 drinks, no matter what drink you're ordering, is very nice. It simplifies things. I don't have to pick and choose and decide what I am drinking because of my wallet, because everything's discounted. I love it.
And another thing, to be honest with you, sometimes, I'm not sure if they're supposed to, but I'm an MVP, and you know they rock with the boy at Duffy's. Sometimes if you order your first drink, you're like, I kind of want to change it up. That's second on the second half of the 2-for-1. They'll let you call an audible.
I see.
You wink at them, you talk to the right person, they'll let you call an audible.
Maybe plans change. It's like, wait a second. I thought this was going to be a singular 2-for-1 night out. Turns out we might be going double 2-for-1, maybe triple 2-for-1. Do some math. That's 4 or 6 drinks for the price of half of what you got. Yeah, right.
Plus the amazing mozzarella sticks. Yeah, I got to get back home. Love Chicago. Got to get back home. Happy hour on the other side. We bring in former Duffy's employee, currently our favorite host of the happy hour, and that is Tina Costanza pulling up Espresso Martina. We got more to talk about. We got some Met Gala fits to grade. We also, C-Cat, am going to get to what we think about this new rule that is being proposed. It happened on the Zach Lowe podcast. It happened from an actor, Zach Cherry, on one of our favorite shows, Severance.
Dylan G.
He has a proposal for how the NBA can make the playoffs a little more interesting. And I'd love to get into it with y'all. So all of that on the happy hour. C-Cat is in West Palm. It's your boy. I'm at the Thou Wow, ESPN Chicago. We're live on ESPN 106.3.
Anajar and Levine.
Call 1-800-747-FREE. That's 1-800-747-3733.
ESPN 106.3.
WESP Jupiter, a Good Karma Brands radio station.
In South Florida, when it's time to get back in the game, there's a name you need to know. HSS Florida. HSS ranked #1 in orthopedics for 15 years in a row by U.S. News and World Report. HSS brings world-class care to Palm Beach and Wellington. Whether it's a joint replacement, sports injury, or orthopedic trauma, HSS Florida treats athletes of all ages. Visit hss.edu/Florida to schedule your consultation today. HSS Florida, where champions and everyday people alike get the care they need to stay at the top of their game.
Hi, I'm Michael Manzo, owner and founder of Manzo's Italian Deli, and
Stop, Dad. After 20 years, people are tired of hearing your voice.
Yeah, and your lame-ass commercials.
Fresh prosciutto, mozzarella, outstanding.
Oh, please.
There's only one reason Manzo's is voted #1 deli in Palm Beach County for 20 years. Our mother.
She makes sure you prepare everything from scratch using only the freshest ingredients.
Manzo's Italian Deli is located on Palm Beach Lakes Boulevard, right next to Rain Dancers.
Is that a strip club?
No, it's a steakhouse. Manzo's is open weekdays from 8 to 5 and offers free delivery. So stop by or call 697-9411. That's 697-9411.
we also specialize in hot and cold catering for corporate functions and special events.
Just ask anyone who was at my last birthday party.
May the force be with you, baseball fans! Take a trip to the Rebel Base Clover Park for the St. Lucie Mets annual Star Wars night. Coming Saturday, May 10th, the Mets will take on the Evil Empire Clearwater Threshers in a battle to control the galaxy known as the Florida State League. The Mets will wear their special Star Wars-themed jerseys, and there will be other Star Wars-themed entertainment through the game. Enjoy appearances from Star Wars characters and the best fireworks show in the galaxy after the game. That's Star Wars night on Saturday, May 10th at Clover Park.
Hi, I'm Scott Smith with Smith Ball Baez and Prather, Florida Injury Lawyers. As you have likely seen and heard, law firm advertising is at an all-time high. Attorney ads seem to be part of every radio and TV commercial segment. Some firms are even using paid actors and actresses to speak for them. At Smith Ball Baez and Prather, we know that the decision to hire a law firm should never be based on advertisements alone. It is our past results and many positive 5-star reviews that we encourage you to read at smithball.com to learn more about our law firm. We have board-certified lawyers. We have lawyers listed in the best lawyers in America and in super lawyers. But most importantly, we have experienced lawyers located right here in Palm Beach County and the Treasure Coast that are ready to be your advocate and your voice, and fully prepared to start fighting for your legal rights today. Our purpose, legal power. Our mission, huge results. If you've been injured, the lawyers at Smith Ball Baez and Prather will help. Call us at 500-HELP, 500-HELP. With Smith Ball Baez and Prather, help is just a local phone call away. Offices Palm Beach Gardens, Boca Raton, and Port St. Lucie.
Kaiser University's flagship campus, the 100-acre residential campus at 2600 North Military Trail in West Palm Beach, extends Kaiser University's educational offerings to over 100 degrees within the heart of South Florida. Kaiser University also has an athletic program with 24 national championships, including the 2024 Women's Swimming and Diving Championship and Men's Lacrosse title. Visit KUSeahawks.com for the latest.
When you're in pain and an hour seems like a day seems like a month, there's only one place to go for your treatment. Pain Care Florida. Our pain management specialists have the knowledge and experience in state-of-the-art procedures to relieve pain and get you moving. Time waits for no one, especially when you're in pain. Visit paincareflorida.com. Pain Care Florida. Stop hurting, start living today.
This is the Inter Miami save of the game.
Left foot from outside the area. He blasted it right at the chest of Ustari, who has to make a save. That's his first of the night. He gives no rebound and had a lot of pace on it, but it was right at blue-clad Ustari. And in the 38th minute, it remains 2-0. Inter Miami on top.
Brought to you by PNC Bank. PNC Bank. Brilliantly boring since 1865.
Hey, Steph Prince here, General Manager of ESPN West Palm, to tell you about a team that has meant a lot to me and this community for a long time. Bob and the team at Bradley Heating and Air Conditioning have been helping me stay cool for years, whether at home or in the office. And living in South Florida with 3 kids, I don't know what I'd do without them. Family owned and operated, serving Royal Palm Beach and beyond since 1980. Let the knowledgeable and trained team at Bradley help you with your residential and commercial needs, installation, repair, seasonal maintenance, upgrades of all makes and styles and models of HVAC equipment, and so much more. Bradley Heating and Air Conditioning does things right the first time and makes the process smooth, stress-free, and most importantly, keeps you cool. Give them a call at 561-793-7497. That's 561-793-7497 or bradleyair.com. Any need, big or small, trust the amazing team at Bradley Heating and Air Conditioning.
Live from the Anajar and Levine Accident Attorney Studios.
The man your man could smell it.
Theo Dorsey is theoretically speaking.
But are you a different animal and the same beast?
Streaming live on YouTube.
You're gonna break up with me because of what I do on the radio?
Here's Theo Dorsey.
Good people. Coming to you live from State Street in the Windy City out here at ESPN Chicago. Studio facing the bright streets of the Chi. It's your boy Theo Dorsey. We are game in to most of round 2 of the NBA playoffs. I am excited for this happy hour. We are pending a Tina appearance, but I do see C-Cat is on the other side of the glass, right in place on the ones and the two-skis. Is that Tina popping up here, Cat? Do we have a Tina appearance on the happy hour?
One thing I can guarantee, I will never be late from break.
Thank you.
I will be sitting right here when that music hits, no matter what.
By the way, the most likable player on the Denver Nuggets goes by, quote-unquote, Mr. Nugget. That is the man, the myth, Aaron Gordon, who had 22 points, 14 boards, the game-winning triple last night. The most unlikable Denver Nugget is Michael Porter Jr., who in 24 minutes last night went 1 for 8 from the field, 2 points and 4 boards. He was the biggest issue for the Nuggets in the Western Conference Finals last year the Western Conference semis last year against Ant-Man and the Wolves. And if he don't get his game right, I know he's battling that shoulder injury. If he don't lock in, he's going to likely be one of the reasons why they're not going to be able to cement the deal. They did steal game 1. I like the Thunder to get the gentleman's sweep. Tina, welcome to the show. What's happening with you?
Hello. If C-Cat is going to give me, some crap about being late.
I'll crap every time.
Let's just first say it was, 3:07. C-Cat, okay. I was at the printer. He didn't go very far into the office looking for me. I wasn't on my phone.
Okay, the printer's in a back crevice.
He didn't shout, Tina, where are you? Anything like that.
Usually does.
Usually he does. He sometimes says my name, and then I hear him if I'm, say, in the corner or something by our printer. But it also was 3:09 when the show started, and I was supposed to be on at 3 o'clock.
That's not true.
So that is true.
We went to break at 3:02. You could have been here from any time at 3:02.
The happy hour starts at 3 p.m.
I thought we agreed that you were going to walk into the studio at 3 o'clock every day.
Yes, and then I would sit there for 5 minutes.
But your presence makes us go to break quicker.
Yeah, changes things for us.
Okay, fine. So I'll say that I didn't walk in at 3 p.m. But CCAT did not try very hard to find me. He didn't shout for me. He didn't do anything, and he didn't go that far to where I was at the printer in our office.
I don't think it's too much to ask for you to be in this room from 3 to 4.
Wow.
Okay, fine. At 3 p.m., I will barge in and I will make a complete ruckus every time to make you guys go to break. But as the producer, I would make sure, because I've been the producer before for a radio show, that we are at the break at 57 say to start at 3 p.m.
Oh, honey.
So don't come for me, CCAT. I've been in your spot. I've been in your shoes.
Wow.
And I'll make sure my show is off and ready to go with the happy hour starting at 3 p.m.
Oh, we sure
my
were.
guests are on, that they are, I'm shouting for them, I'm looking for them, and that they're in their seat if they show. I shouldn't have to barge in here at 3 p.m.
Yeah, but that's the
I
exact
shouldn't
problem.
have to come in at 3 p.m. to make you stop.
That's the problem, Tina.
What's the problem?
You just called yourself a guest. Yes, if you were a
You're
guest.
a host.
If
I'm a
you
host
were
of
a
this
guest,
show.
I would go the extra mile to make sure you were comfortable. Make sure you get your headphones on. Okay, you're going to talk into this mic.
Also, I don't
you're a
have
host.
anything set
your
up for
show
me.
starts at 3 o'clock.
But CCAT, as the producer, I would make sure my hosts are good to go at 3 p.m. and ready for the show to start. You're the manager of this show.
Do you need
run
me to
this
lead
show.
you to the water every single time? I've got cameras
You should
going on
make
over
sure
here.
that
I've
I
got
am good to
audio
go. I have
do
to get
not.
my own reads.
Okay.
I got to make sure
Good
I'm
points.
good to go. Yeah, I got to make sure I'm good to go. I got all my stuff. I have another role here as well. I got some things going on. So maybe I'm not right away looking at my phone
got
at
some
3
motion.
o'clock.
Fine.
She got some motion on you.
Fine.
She pulled your card too when she just dropped it. I have other things to do here, CK. I have.
Well,
I
you
have people that
clearly
I
do.
manage.
You clearly do if you're not going to show up into the studio at 3 o'clock.
I'm the director of marketing. I got a bunch of things going on.
Okay, if you don't want to be here, you don't have to be
I
here.
do want to be here.
love
I
it.
came running in this studio because I saw that, hey, I heard the show going and go, oh no, I didn't have my phone on me. I was looking at the time. I had to do a bunch of stuff. I grabbed my reads.
Now I'm
They're at
enjoying
my
myself.
desk. And I bolted in here, sat in my chair, found my headphones, got situated because I was like, oh crap, the show started. And I made sure I was in my seat and good to go. And then right as I put on my headphones, I hear CK being like, well, you know, if I'm always in my chair when the
true.
show
Now,
starts because you're the producer and you got to do that. You
Yeah,
got to run the show.
I would say, I think the host also has to do that, don't they?
What
Don't
do
they
you
have to
mean?
be behind the mic when the segment starts?
Yes, it
Yes,
helps.
Theo is the host of the show. Yes, and he's behind the mic,
you're
and I'm the
co-host as
co-host
well.
of
We're
the
all
show as
co-hosts.
well. Yes.
Shared responsibility to be in the spot you're supposed to be when your segment starts.
You could have shouted for me.
You know what? I didn't want to bother everybody else. They've got work
That's
going
a
on
lie.
too.
You
It's not
would
true.
do it other days as well.
Anybody going work in that office?
I walked all the way
Exactly.
to the corner of the office and walked back. I didn't feel like yelling today. I'm sorry. I didn't go to the extra mile in one time.
You were
a
so
single
close.
time.
You're so close. I heard you also went to like Mike Matroga's office, our director of sales, and I was right there. I was 3 feet past that.
Oh, so you saw me.
No, I didn't. I heard that. I didn't even see him or hear him. And another teammate goes, oh, he stopped like right at Matroga's office, which is next to where the printer is.
Okay, next time I'm going to bang on all the doors.
Do
if I
it.
see the
You
women's
should.
bathroom
You
is
should.
occupied, I'm going to
Just
knock
do
and
it.
say,
You should be like,
is
Tina,
in
you
here?
in there?
No? Okay.
Do that. You
I'll
should.
I won't even knock first. I'll just barge right in and say,
I hope
hey,
the
time
door
to
is
go.
locked, or if it's unlocked, no one's in there. But
Barge
yes,
in.
sure.
So going forward, 3 o'clock, you'll be here?
3 o'clock. If I think you should ask, see if I'm not here at 3. I will plan to barge in every time at 3.
Hey, you got.
If I'm available.
Y'all need to
and
knock
not
the
have
edge
anything
off.
going on.
Y'all need to. I've been having the time of my life here in Chicago. Literally every day has been lit. Last night, Cinco de Mayo, I was Cinco de Drinko. I was buttons down. I was kicking it. It was vibes. Y'all need to relax. Y'all need to knock the edge off. The best way to knock the edge off, especially in the happy hour on Theoretically Speaking, is with a cocktail of the day. Can we at least get one of those going before we get to back and forthing? It's like
Yes.
the Bad Girls Club. But we ain't even got no drinks.
This drink, there was a conversation in the office today about if this girl was flirting with one of our teammates. Outside of
Okay.
work, outside of
I can
work.
help with
It
this.
wasn't helping in the office. It wasn't
Yeah.
happening in the
Are
office.
we gonna
It was
tell that
outside.
story too?
Maybe.
I'm good at deciphering a flirt. You know what I'm saying? I can see a flirt from a mile away.
I might need to get
Give us
some.
the cocktail first.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, you
the
can change the
cocktail
names
of
in
the
the
day
story.
is called the flirt.
Oh.
And it's with some reposado tequila. We love that.
Come on.
Some apricot liqueur.
Apricot making a return.
I know, right? Lime juice and cranberry juice. And that's it. And it's in a cute martini glass.
Lime juice, cranberry juice, tequila, reposado. I'm rocking with it.
Yeah, the flirt.
Who's the flirt brought to you by? Is this an F45 type drink? Y'all ain't flirting at F45, are y'all?
I'm sure there's some flirting at F45. You see other people doing fitness. You like fitness. You might start to flirt a little bit. You see their muscles. They're strong. Hey, there might be some flirting at F45. F45 Palm Beach Gardens. F45 West Palm Beach. 45-minute class. You're in, you're out. You'll break a sweat. You can meet a whole bunch of people, new people who have the same interests of you, such as fitness. You can maybe start a little flirt if you want. If you see someone you like in class. They've got classes in the morning. Hey, you might like that they do 5 a.m. workouts like you. You might like that they do afternoon workouts, or maybe they've got a lunch break and that's when they're getting their workout in. F45. Check out their Instagram pages to see the special that they've got going on, or go to f45training.com to find a location near you.
Well, no, you go, C-Cat. Y'all are in the same room. It's probably easier for y'all to communicate. Go.
If you've got like a 5 a.m. class at F45 and you show up at 5:09, are you mad at the instructor for not calling you? Like, hey, we have a 5 a.m. class right now. Does that happen there?
No, you wouldn't be allowed in the class.
Okay.
When do they shut the doors? Is it like a 5-minute grace period?
That's a great business.
Okay, fine. You know what? If you go to break and the show is starting exactly at 3 p.m.
Wow.
I won't come in.
That's an attack on not only me, but Theo.
If the show, hey, again, like you run the show. You're the producer. You steer the ship.
Yeah, whose fault is it if we don't get to, because I've been taking it hard on myself that I continue to massacre the clock. Is it on me? It's on us. I take the blame because I talk a lot. But I should be getting out of that first segment a little quicker.
Met Gala was last night. That's crazy.
Oh, it's switching the topics.
I thought. By the way, Sabrina Carpenter, can I get that espresso music back?
No.
Sabrina Carpenter's outfit was okay. Angel Reese slam dunk last night. He was
there? I didn't even see.
Oh, yeah, it was great. It was great. Great fit. She killed it. Who else? Jalen Hurts and his wife. I thought it was solid. It was pretty good. Yeah. He had the Kango rocket. I like a Kango. Who else killed it? Tina, what outfits popped out to you?
So, I'm sorry. Who was the guy that had the piano on his back, like a backpack?
I didn't see him. He must have not been a sports guy. I was only seeing the athletes.
Because he was on sports. He was on Sports Center, I think, for the Met Gala. It was athletes who showed out and showed up. I actually appreciated.
Andre 3000 is who you're thinking of, a rapper.
Okay. He, though, as a bag, had a trash bag. And I was like, I get frustrated because I don't ever know. I'm like, what purse do I want with my outfit? Like, it could be this one or this one. And I get so frustrated. I'm like, we're just going to go with the usual. I love that he went with the trash bag. I don't know what kind of bag was going to go with the piano that he had on, like a backpack. I also want to know, how these outfits, what inspired him to do that?
I need to know how heavy that piano is. It looks
not heavy at all.
I know it's got to be light, but it still's got to have some kind of weight. He has like a damn near life-size piano strapped to his back. I did not see this.
Yes.
That's so Andre 3K.
That's the one that stood out to me. I did see Sabrina Carpenter's outfit.
3 Stack C. Sabrina Carpenter was solid. I heard that people said that she needed to wear stockings or something. I was like, I don't know the intricacies of women's wear enough to use, to be giving notes to the legends like Sabrina, but
I've only worn stockings when I was in dance in elementary school and even younger than that. And once, because it was a little cold outside and I wanted to wear some black stockings just to help my outfit, but I don't know why stockings.
Spike Lee's fit was whack. He threw on the Knicks cap. Maybe that was what gave them the extra amount of oomph to get through the Celtics. Or maybe it was just the incompetence of the Boston Celtics, who, yet again, if you're just tuning in, yes, they blew a 20-point lead. If you went to sleep early on Cinco de Dranko because you were 18 tequila shots deep, the Celtics blew a 20-plus point lead and broke a record. They broke a postseason record, but not in a good way. 45 missed three-pointers. The Met Gala review that we just did, Tina, that's brought to you by the one place that you got to go if your car goes on you.
Yes, and that is St. Lucie Battery and Tire. We know that a flat tire or a dead battery are the worst. And that's why my car is never at all in trouble because I go to St. Lucie Battery and Tire. They've been around for over 50 years and are still family owned. They care about taking care of you. They've got all the big tire brands, and if your battery dies, they've got one for pretty much everything from cars, trucks, boats, RVs, and even commercial fleets. They even have the best price out the door guarantee, so you know you are not overpaying. And if you ever get stuck, 24/7 roadside emergency service, which is a lifesaver. They even work with national accounts so businesses can count on them too. Next time your car needs something, go to St. Lucie Battery and Tire or check them out at slbt.com.
Tina, today was the last day for the interns, and they brought gifts, but y'all didn't reciprocate?
So, no, our spring 2025 class of interns are the last days are this week.
Violation on y'all.
Why?
Because y'all didn't treat them to a gift. I heard that the interns came bearing gifts today, and I didn't hear about any that went their way. So if I was there, I would have had that down pat.
So one of our interns, she brought in donuts for the team. And Colin Russo actually decided to eat 2 of them and was going on his 3rd before even letting the team know that there was donuts in the kitchen. She brought donuts for the team, which was really nice of her because today is her last day.
Big shot. Whose last day was it today?
Today was intern Ashley. She was outstanding.
Intern Ashley's last day.
No, it's intern Kylie's last day.
It's intern Ashley's last day too.
Well,
she brought in donuts. What are you doing, C-Cat? Trying to correct me?
Did you get another gift from another intern?
This is getting crazy.
The intern actually gave a whole 2 boxes of donuts to the team today.
Okay, I guess some interns, like some GKB employees, a little more than others, because I got another gift from another intern.
That's amazing.
A picture taken.
Oh, it looks great. So it's a gorgeous picture.
Glossy. That costs money at CVS or something.
That had to.
Yeah.
So
that's the best photo I've seen.
That's really nice of her to do that for you. She worked a lot with you this semester.
Mm-hmm. So
I sense some tenseness in Tina's voice right here.
I mean, it's not only. I mean, if you're going to say shout out for someone's last, it wasn't only one intern's last day. It was 2 interns' last day then.
C-Cat, Theo just asked me what intern brought gifts. I told him who did. I didn't know. I don't know every single person's last day. I'm sorry that I was unaware of that.
That's true. That was too much of an over-deliver. I shouldn't have asked you of that. That's out of your purview. Why would you know?
She's got a show to be late for. What are you doing?
I didn't know that. I'm so happy you got a printed picture of you. That's amazing. I hope you hang it up in your house or in the producer room. Maybe you can hang it with your tin trash can lid behind you or something. I'm super happy. That's really nice that she got that for you. And she took amazing pictures of all of us the whole semester that we've used in sales materials, marketing materials, social media. She's going to be coming back, actually, which you don't even know, to help take some other event pictures of us.
I do know that.
It's amazing. I'm glad you know that. Great.
Well, you said I didn't know that.
I said I don't know if you know that. I'm glad you do. I'm glad word
She did such a great job. She didn't give a shout out for her last day. But one other intern did. That's okay.
We were in the kitchen when she brought the donuts, and she's like, today's my last day, and I want to give you guys donuts. And we were like, that is so sweet of you.
That's okay.
I give a shout to both of them.
Yes,
shout out all the interns.
Yeah. Shout out this whole class. They were outstanding.
Great class. And shout out Tina for pulling up on us and giving that feisty effort, man. You really woke up C-Cat in the happy hour here, Tina. You got him going.
Well, again, when I just put on my headphones and I'm like hearing just all like him just being like, well, I would never be. I'm on the mic when the show starts. Well, yeah, you need to be.
Yeah, so should a host.
Oh, what?
So should a host be like on the mic when the show starts, or else we have dead air, and that sucks.
Okay. There was no dead air. There's Theo here. We can go back and forth, C-Cat. It's okay.
Y'all are showing more heart than Tatum did last night, man. More fight than I saw out of the Celtics. More fight than I saw out of Chet Holmgren, who had people going through his chest all night. Like, y'all might need to suit up. I might need to have to make a call.
If the show starts later than you anticipated, you have more reason to be on time. If this show started at 2:55, you have an excuse because that's before the happy hour begins. It was after.
This is really bad. Real Housewives of
Can I
West
also
Palm.
add to just some also internal kind of conversation? I texted you guys at 2:45ish. I was like, hey, I have a lot of things that came up and I need to actually leave the show early today. Can I only be on for one segment?
Is this now you asking out right now?
No, it's not. No, I'm not at all. So I feel like me even sending that text early on to make you aware, hey, she's got a lot going on. And then if you don't see me, I'm probably moved around or doing something, so I have stuff going on. And C-Cat liked that text, so he saw it before 3 p.m. because I saw that come through. And Again, like, it's just, again, like, you could have, like, shouted my name at least. If you didn't see me around the office, when you looked around, you could have shouted my name. You've done it before in the past.
Yeah, and that's wrong of me. I'm doing more than I should by going out there.
You're an enabler at that point, C-Cat.
Thank you.
You're the producer of the show.
Listen,
if you don't see me, maybe ask, or, again, like, something.
I'm not going to hunt you down every day.
You should.
It's your responsibility to be in that suite. It's the least I can ask of you.
Okay, then moving forward, your responsibility to maybe, can you give me my reads?
No.
No, why? That's your job. You're the producer of this show.
I don't feel like it anymore.
Okay, well, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. When I was a producer of the show, I made sure my hosts were good to go.
That's
they had
great.
all their reads.
That's
they had
fantastic.
the show sheet. You're a producer of this show.
Not to go too far inside baseball, but when you were a producer of a show on here, very different than responsibilities than I have now. So that's not too inside, but that's true.
Okay,
Wet your pants if you sat down in the seat right now. That's all I'm saying.
Woo!
Okay, Sika. I will let you think that. I'll let you think that.
He calling you.
Do you want to switch? Do you want to switch right freaking now? We'll do it right now.
Well, I have things to do, so I can't. Sorry.
Oh, wow.
One day, I would love to switch positions with you.
Please.
We can make this a thing. One day, I would love to get back in the producer spot.
Are you going to train
I will. No, he doesn't need to train me. He can give me a show sheet of everything that I need, and I will get back into that producer spot, and I will produce, theoretically speaking, for 2 hours.
Can Kat at least do your job for that day as well then? Because I don't want to just sitting on his hands.
No, I think I can do her on-air job. I can be at the right spot.
Marketing?
Yes.
I can be in that seat at 3 o'clock. I can guarantee that.
I can't produce the show? Can I not do that one day? I would love to. I would
I think
love to
you
do
gotta prove
that.
that. I don't got to prove that spot.
Let's set it up. We could call it like, we could be like a Tuesday, like a Tina Tuesday.
Let's do it. We can set up a day, and I will produce, theoretically speaking.
I like this. I like the fight I'm seeing. I like the heart right here, dog. Y'all getting me riled up.
Wish you could be here, Theo, and feel the tension right now between the walls of me and C-Cat.
I feel it long range. I'm about to walk out here on State Street and just sweat. No, I'm not going to.
Care about the wrong city.
I was about to say, maybe not in Chicago, I won't. More theoretically speaking, more happy hour on the other side. We will release Tina from her duties here. We will also release some tension off of the show because the happy hour got very complex. It got very inside baseball. We got a little contention here, but we birthed a new idea, and that is going to be a Tina Tuesday where she takes C-Cat's seat, and we see if Cat knows how to lead marketing meetings in her seat as director of marketing. That's going to be fun. Theoretically speaking, a happy hour, more on the other side. MVP talk. Shay, Joker, I give you the final word on that on the other side. Theoretically speaking on ESPN 106.3.
Live from the Anajar and Levine Accident Attorney Studios. Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Call 1-800-747-FREE. This is ESPN 106.3.
Mike Rizzo here with the Sports Business Minute presented by the FAU MBA in Sport Management Program. The Club FIFA World Cup is set to begin coming up this June. We're a little under a month away from the Club FIFA World Cup beginning in Miami June 14th, and none other than the Inter Miami Herons are going to be a part of that opening match. It's going to be Inter Miami versus Al Ahly. Al Ahly is a top Egyptian Premier League team, and Inter Miami recently got knocked out of the CONCACAF Champions Cup in the semifinal round, so they will be gearing up for the Club FIFA World Cup and also the MLS playoffs, which will come later on in the season. This is the Sports Business Minute presented by the FAU MBA in Sport Management Program. Accelerate your career in sports with the program committed to developing top-notch executives and managers with a focus on the job placement for students and graduates. The FAU MBA in Sport Management Program.
Business owners, are your employees driving you nuts? Is money tight? Or have you just poured your heart and soul into your business and now it's time to retire and just relax? At Transworld Business Advisors, they have buyers from all over the world ready to buy your business now. Call for a confidential conversation about your business's current value. 561-203-5121. That's 561-203-5121 or visit tworld.com today.
The quality of our choices affects the quality of our lives. So, when it comes to how you move, do you choose to see a doctor or go to the #1 orthopedic specialist in the world, backed by a team who custom tailor your treatment? Do you choose to live with limitations or live life to the fullest by going to the place that's #1 at getting people back to what they love? Choose better, move better. Locations in West Palm Beach and Wellington. Learn more at hss.edu/Florida.
Banyan Printing. For 47 years, the trusted partner for all your printing, mailing, and signage needs. And 2025 just brought something big to Banyan. Introducing Banyan's new press. Bigger, faster, and more competitively priced than anything you'll find anywhere in the Palm Beaches. Think variable data postcards, bulk mailings, and high-quality print on stocks up to a 24-point board. Banyan Printing. Visit banyanonline.com and discover how your business's printing materials can get bigger and better.
This Mother's Day, give Mom a gift with endless possibilities. Give her a gift card to the Breakers Palm Beach. The Breakers gift card lets you treat Mom to all the things she loves, like irresistible oceanfront getaways, lessons at the Breakers' new golf and racket club, pampering at the exquisite spa, and shopping at the resort's stylish collection of boutiques. Gift cards may also be used for dining at the Breakers' renowned restaurants and bars, including Echo, Henry's Palm Beach, HMF, and Flagler Steakhouse. And now, for a limited time, when you purchase a $500 gift card online at thebreakers.com, you'll receive an additional $50 on that card, compliments of the Breakers. You can never repay Mom for all she's done, but a gift card to the Breakers Palm Beach is a great way to start. Visit thebreakers.com today.
Hi, I'm Michael Manzo, owner and founder of Manzo's Italian Deli, and
Stop, Dad. After 20 years, people are tired of hearing your voice.
Yeah, and your lame-ass commercials.
Fresh prosciutto, mozzarella, outstanding.
Oh, please.
There's only one reason Manzo's is voted #1 deli in Palm Beach County for 20 years. Our mother.
She makes sure you prepare everything from scratch using only the freshest ingredients.
Manzo's Italian Deli is located on Palm Beach Lakes Boulevard, right next to Rain Dancers.
Is that a strip club?
No, it's a steakhouse. Manzo's is open weekdays from 8 to 5 and offers free delivery. So stop by or call 697-9411. That's 697-9411.
we also specialize in hot and cold catering for corporate functions and special events.
Just ask anyone who was at my last birthday party.
ESPN 1063 is your home for live sports presented by Hard Rock Bet. Home of the Miami Heat, now the new home of Inter Miami. Catch all the games and the biggest matchups throughout the week right here on ESPN 1063. Hard Rock Bet, it's Florida's official sports book. Try Hard Rock Bet now and receive up to $100 back in bonus bets if your first bet does not win. Hard Rock Bet, roll with us. It's offered by the Seminole Tribe of Florida. Must be 21 plus and physically present in Florida the wager. Terms and conditions apply. Concerned about gambling, call 1-888-ADMIT-IT.
So let it rip.
You wake me up in the middle of the night in the summer times, making me run up a hill, making me do push-ups, screaming at me from the sideline of my games at 8 or 9 years old. We wasn't supposed to be here. You made us believe. You kept us off the street, put clothes on our backs, food on the table. You the real MVP.
Live from the Anajar and Levine Accident Attorney Studios, Theo Dorsey is theoretically speaking. Streaming live on YouTube, here's Theo Dorsey.
When it comes to sports award speeches, that one from Kevin Durant 11 years ago today to his mother Wanda, one of the most memorable. I reckon back to Joe Burrow's Heisman acceptance speech when he talked about the impact around his hometown and the greater Ohio area. I think about Derrick Rose's MVP speech. I believe what was that, 2012? Really tugged at the heartstrings. There have been some great ones. That one though, you the real MVP. It's going to resonate. That's going to be one of the many things that paint the legacy of Kevin Durant. It is a very tumultuous legacy that he's going to leave behind when he does eventually retire, from the team hopping to the really just unsatisfactory leadership and play when he went to both the Nets and the Suns. Curious how he closes it out. Hopefully he goes to the right situation this offseason and we can get a good exodus. I always talk about players' career trajectory. It matters how you're introduced to us. It matters how you perform in your prime. And it also matters your closing act, your fall off, as J. Cole would say. Aaron Rodgers is having one of the worst fall offs in the history of any future Hall of Fame quarterback. Kevin Durant, I wouldn't say it's the worst because he's performing well, but the results have been incredibly dissatisfying for the franchises that have invested into him. It's time to talk about the real MVP, baby. That was KD to his mother, Wanda. Before I give you my take on who should be the MVP this regular season, we know Shai Gilgeous-Alexander will be announced as the MVP. Not sure where they're going to announce it in this series. It's awkward because the two, finalists outside of Giannis, the two guys that actually have a shot at it, Nikola Jokic and Shai, both playing each other in round two. So whenever they do announce it, that following game, going to be very interesting. Going to be very interesting based on how they come out the gates trying to prove themselves. I'll give you my take on the MVP race in the NBA, but I start by telling you about the MVP of my home right now. All right? And all it takes is me to open up my door and shout out the words.
Hey, Culligan man.
That's how I know I'm in good hands, baby. Culligan Water. Culligan Water. One of my favorite party tricks right now when I have people over is to show them how my reverse osmosis system works. Culligan, they are experts in making sure the water in your home is not just safe for you, but is nourishing, and also it's safe for your appliances, for your clothes, for your shower doors, for everything else. I have a water softener and I have a reverse osmosis system. The water softener fights to remove the minerals from my water. So again, if you know how water softeners work, you get the gist of it. What I love about my water softener and my reverse osmosis system, which I'll tell you what that does, they both are linked to the Culligan app. So I know exactly when to and how much salt I need to replace, and I know when to do it. I can set my schedule, my clock to it. I also know when I need to change my filters for my reverse osmosis system. Theo, the hell is a reverse osmosis system? Heard the word in science class back in 8th grade. Never thought I'd need to know it again. Me neither. Until Tim pulled up to my house, did a free water test, showed me what was going on, showed me what's coming out of my sink that I was putting into my very body, and ran through the list of the toxins and pharmaceuticals and waste. I mean, there are some incredibly poisoning and detrimental health-wise things that are in our water. Florida has some of the worst water in the United States. That's saying something. Tim showed me exactly what those things were, the harmful chemicals, and then he told me about the reverse osmosis system. What that pretty much does is, it's a fancy way of saying it filters your water out. And not only is it filtering my water, it filters the very ice that comes out of my freezer. So now when I'm making my nice little cocktails, when I do my happy hour at home with my wife, and a little bit of that ice melts off into the drink, no worries. No worries, because that's good water. That's Culligan water that is seeping into my system. Culligan.com. Sign up today. Schedule a free water test. See what's in your water and see how they can help you live a healthier lifestyle. See how they can help you rid those chemicals out of your home. And also look into that water softener. I absolutely love it. It's helped me keep my shower doors clean. It's helped me with my water heater. It's going to help the longevity of how long I can keep that heating element solid, because those minerals won't build up around the heating element in my water heater. But then also, all around, from the suds that I get when I wash my dishes to even when I wash my body in the shower, man. It's just a great experience. Culligan water is the best. Culligan.com. Tap in and, just open your door, shout out.
Hey, Culligan man.
The way to go. All right, so Culligan water, the MVP of my home right now. Don't tell my wife I said that. I will say the MVP of the NBA, not necessarily the best player in the National Basketball Association, because I do still think that the crown still belongs to Nikola Jokic, who had 42 points, 22 boards, and 6 assists. Couple of blocks as well last night as the Warriors erased a Thunder stranglehold on the lead to come back and get the win late in the game. I think Joker's the best player. And LeBron James suffered this fate time and time again where he was the best player in the league, but he did not get MVPs in seasons in which we can all agree, if there's one guy you'd rather have on your team, if there's one guy that's most valuable to the success of his team, it is King James. He suffered the same fate as well. That's why he only has 4 MVPs. The Joker, year after year, though he's going to spike the box scores, his stats are going to always be electric and hyper efficient. Year after year, there's going to be guys that are going to supplant him in the MVP race who are not better basketball players. This year is one of those years. If you cannot tell me definitively what the most valuable player stands for in your league, if there's going to be an ambiguous definition for MVP, then the only thing I can define it by and be consistent with is precedence. And based on precedence, the season that Shai Gilgeous-Alexander is having and had in the regular season, when you pair the 68 wins from the scoring title that he got, as well as the uber efficient season he had as a guard, a two-way guard at that, being the leader of that Thunder team that had the single greatest point differential in the history of the NBA. That resume screams MVP. Joker did average a triple-double. He did have an electric and elite season as the fulcrum of the Nuggets offense. And defensively, I understand. He's not the turnstile that he once was. He's not like a mismatch problem on defense. You don't have to hide Joker. He's actually pretty solid around the rim. And if you look at defensive efficiency numbers, the analytic nerd stuff in there, like he actually has really good efficiency numbers when it comes to being a positive plus defender for the Nuggets. His on-off numbers, some of the greatest we've ever seen in the history of the league. When he retires, he likely is going to own the on-off record, based on when they started tracking that. Shai's the MVP based on precedence. Joker's the best player in the league, and we saw that last night, the way he dominated the game. And I don't think there should be much more debate around this. We know Shai's going to win the award. I think this is way less like what we saw in the NFL, where I do still believe in hindsight the wrong man won the MVP. The right man's going to win it this year. Both of those two guys are going to make this next list because today is a Top 5 Tuesday, and based off what I saw last night from Brunson being the man for the Knicks, from Aaron Gordon being the man for the Nuggets, I want to give to you my top 5 closers in this NBA playoffs. Top 5 Tuesdays.
Top 5, no debating. Top 5, top 5, top 5.
C-Cat, prepare to be mad. Prepare to be angry.
All right.
The guy you want on this list is not going to be on there.
Oh, we'll start at 5 at least.
Top 5 Tuesday, the closers in this NBA postseason at number 5 right now, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander.
He never had a chance to close this postseason.
Exactly, but I'm basing this off of potential. I'm also basing this off the fact that he did not indeed close out the game for the Thunder last night. Now, we're going to look at Joker's stat line, and we're going to praise him for what he did, and people are going to try to use that against Shai when he does win the MVP. But let's not scoff at what Shai did at 6'5", almost getting a double-double or triple-double himself, 32 points on the night. And I don't think he was the issue. The issue was nobody else leaped up with him. Now, if you're going to be that number one option, if you're going to be a guy that guides the Thunder to a championship and remains a perennial contender in this league, I need to see you have a better control on the game. I need to see you have a better finger on the pulse and be a better closer. That wouldn't happen on Jalen Brunson watch. That's all I'm going to say. Shai, I want to see more out of you. That's why he's 5 on the top 5 closer list.
Number 4.
Number 4. This one is also based more on potential because we haven't seen it, but I saw it a bit last year, and I know we're going to see it when it matters most this year, including tonight. Anthony Edwards. Now, the issue with Ant-Man is he is so threatening to the defense that they keep trapping the ball out of his hands, and they won't even give him a shot to be that guy. And he doesn't have a good enough secondary playmaker for him to get it back in pivotal moments. Instead, they're just running 4-on-3, and it's working out because Julius Randle is good enough at putting pressure on the rim. And then, of course, if you got the Lakers absolutely leaving Rudy Gobert wide open at the rim, then why not let him get 27 points and 24 boards? Like, it makes sense. But Ant-Man has the mindset. He has the scoring capability, and he is the most athletic player on the court. Every time he steps on the court, he is a top 5 closer in this playoffs.
Number 3.
Number 3 is Steph Curry. People are trying to rain on Steph Curry because he was quote-unquote front-running. Most of his big buckets in Game 7 against the Rockets happened when they were up by double digits. Ask the Thunder and the Celtics today if they could have used a guy like Steph Curry that kept extending the lead instead of sitting on it and allowing the other team to chip away. Curry is a consistent closer. He is a very, very stabilizing force for that Warriors offense. And as much as Jimmy Butler was that guy for the Heat, they're going to need Curry to be that dude for the Warriors, especially in this series. It's going to be very tough. The Rockets defense was tenacious. The Wolves ain't going to let up at all. But I do think that Curry, his ability to shoot and his ability to create spacing disadvantage for the defense, the amount of attention you have to pay to him, He's a top 5 closer in this league. He's right there at number 3 above Ant-Man.
Yeah, I mean, closer, by definition, it's stolen from the game of baseball, and you use your closer when you're winning because you want to finish the game on top. I feel like if you were using clutch, all right, open for more interpretation, but closer is more wide-ranging. Like you said, turning a 11-point lead into a 14-point lead, that's a pretty big deal down the stretch.
And that's what I mean by this, too, because when you look at this list, I'm talking about guys that close it out, but also it's guys you can rely on to do it night in and night out. When they have the ball in their hands and the game is close late, especially if they're up, you are concerned. You're like, hey, he can't do it. We want him to get the ball out of his hands. Hey, you want to know one guy that's going to be missing from this list, C-Cat?
Who?
That people are not concerned when he's touching the ball late?
Who?
Jason Tatum. They don't got a closer on the Celtics. That's going to come back and bite them. Here's number 2.
Number 2.
Number 2 on this list is Nikola Jokic. Now, I fought with myself internally, debating between 1 and 2 on this list. And to any NBA fan and anybody that's been paying attention to these playoffs, you can already assume who's number 1. But the issue with Joker is he is just such a mismatch advantage for the Nuggets. He changes the math in a way for the Nuggets in such a severe way because if you defend them with the big, especially if it's in a pick and pop scenario with Jamal Murray, you can't leave him open at the top of the arc. The Thunder did it a few times and it helped them. And then late in the game, Joker made it when it mattered most. That's closing. That's being clutch. It's also his passing, his rebounding, his ability to always make the smart basketball play. Nikola Jokic is a guy that I would want on my side when the game is late and it is tight. And I would be absolutely fearful if he was on the other. He's like basketball AI. He always does the right thing.
Yeah, watching the final 4 minutes of last night's Game 1 win for the Nuggets, you get the ball in his hands, he'll seek out that mismatch and take advantage of that mismatch.
So forceful, too. Like Chet Holmgren, we're going to really see what you made out of. Because you got to be embarrassed. You got to be absolutely floored by what happened last night. Not just you coming up short at the free throw line when Joker wasn't putting his shoulder in your chest, but also getting posterized, getting the game winner hit on you, and being on the butt end of a lot of defensive possessions that ended poorly when you're supposed to be that guy.
Number 1.
Best closer in the league in these NBA playoffs. I might be a hater, but I ain't a liar. I might not enjoy watching this dude play all the time or the New York Knicks, but Jalen Brunson's the best closer right now, and it's not even really that close to me. He's just so good. We're talking most valuable player. Imagine the Knicks without Brunson.
Ooh. I do not want to watch any of their games.
Imagine if they didn't have that guy to go to, not just late in games, but throughout the game in general. He is so integral to what they do offensively. He's not that much of a liability on defense. And it's his poise, it's his pace, it's his ability to get his own shot off. I am growing day by day more and more respect for Brunson's game. You remember how we started this thing off just about a week and a half ago. I was clowning the dude. He was foul baiting too much. I have a newfound respect for what he's doing. What he was able to do against the Celtics last night, I think he's the best player in that series. Just like at the end of the day, he proved to be the best player in the Pistons-Knicks series. And I think in the Pistons series, though, that had more to do with the Pistons not being ready for the moment, and they came up short. Right now, it feels like Brunson is coming for the heart of the Celtics, and we know it's a very vulnerable heart at that. Top 5 Tuesday, my top 5 closers in the NBA playoffs. It is brought to you by
ESPN West Palm.
ESPN West Palm, baby. Again, I'll run through the list again. Number 1, Brunson. 2, Joker. 3, Curry. 4, Ant-Man. And number 5, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. On the other side, we have your offseason football report. Interesting choice from a very polarizing rookie when it comes to the number he'll be wearing on his back this season. That's C-Cat. I'm Theo Dorsey. It's the happy hour, baby, on ESPN 106.3.
Prescriptions require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if appropriate restrictions apply. See website for details and important information. Price varies based on product and subscription plan.
Hey guys, let's talk ED because millions of men experience it. But not everyone can access or afford treatments like Viagra. Well, Hims can help. Through Hims.com, you can get a full range of treatment options for ED, including daily or as-needed meds through a 100% online process. It all starts with an online intake form. Get started at hims.com/joy.
It's kind of weird that I can do it.
A medical provider licensed in your state will determine if ED treatment is right for you. If prescribed, your medication is shipped to you for free. Find the ED treatment that fits your needs with options up to 95% less than the brand names. Millions of men experience ED. but Hims can help. To start your free online visit and save up to 95%, go to hims.com/joy. That's hims.com/joy for your free online visit. HIMS.com/JOY.
Calling all sports fans, grab your MVP card and head to Duffy's where you can catch all of the action. Not an MVP? Sign up for free and start earning rewards today. Duffy's is voted the best sports grill year after year with their award-winning burgers and wings. Don't forget about Duffy's famous 2-for-1 drinks all day, every day. And with over 80 TVs in every location, you'll never miss a minute of the game. Visit Duffy'sMVP.com to learn more. Duffy's, our game is always on.
Hi, this is Scott Smith of Smith Ball, Baez, and Prather, Florida Injury Lawyers. I have said it many times before, and I will continue to say it for many years to come. There is never a good time for a car accident to occur, and most certainly never ever a good time to suffer injuries in any type of an accident. The accident and its overall aftermath will usually cause pain, difficulty, and stress. Florida law allows accident victims to recover compensation for such losses, injuries, and damages. But such recovery is often not obtained easily and can require a lengthy fight with an insurance company. If you've been injured in an accident, call us now. Don't delay. The initial consultation is completely free of charge. The sooner you call us, the sooner we can put our experienced legal team to work for you. Don't hesitate or pause for another minute. Our experience, knowledge, and resources could be working for you just minutes after the call. If you've been injured, the lawyers at Smith Ball, Baez, and Prather will help. Call us at 500-HELP, 500-HELP. With Smith Ball, Baez, and Prather, help is just a phone call away. Offices Palm Beach Gardens, Boca Raton, and Port St. Lucie.
The playoffs are heating up, but your home shouldn't. Stay cool with EDS air conditioning. Right now, qualified customers can take advantage of 0% interest for 60 months on a brand new AC. Hot streaks belong in sports, not in your home. With over 800 Google reviews and a 4.8 star rating, EDS is the name you can trust since 2006. Visit EDSIsYes.com today. Game day comfort starts now. Don't sweat the small stuff.
God knows. I am reincarnated. I was stargazing. Life goes on. I need her, my babies.
Live from the Anajar and Levine Accident Attorney Studios, Theo Dorsey is Theoretically Speaking. Streaming live on YouTube, here's Theo Dorsey.
Yeah, man. It's the happy hour here on Theoretically Speaking. If you want to hear Bad Girls West Palm, if you want to hear the bickering that went on earlier in the happy hour between C-Cat and Tina, it felt like the Real Housewives, more Love and Hip Hop. Love and Hip Hop West Palm more so. Tap into the earlier part of the stream on YouTube at ESPN West Palm, or listen back to us wherever you find your podcast, Theoretically Speaking. If you want to hear about the Baptist Health Orthopedic Care off-season football report, well, just take a listen right now. I like the football music right here. So this coming out of the Cleveland Browns camp, quarterback Shedeur Sanders not going with the number 2 for his rookie season, but just like another player that slid to a late round as a quarterback, he's going with the 12 on his back as he opens his career in the National Football League. C-Cat, 12, who does that remind you of?
Tom Brady.
Tom Edward Brady, who is also the mentor for young Shedeur Sanders. Number one, I'll say this. I would hope at the very least, if he does get his 12 jersey retired with the Browns, he wins something more significant than a couple of rivalry games against Colorado State for the Browns. But I do wonder if you're Shedeur Sanders, putting the 12 on your back, does that put further of a target on your back? As people already have been distasteful to the dude, I just don't know. I like it better than Abdul Carter, though. That's the Baptist Health off-season football report. Shedeur Sanders rocking the 12 on his back. Baptist Health Orthopedic Care is joint pain affecting your quality of life. At Baptist Health Orthopedic Care, our team is experienced in traditional joint replacement surgery as well as new. less invasive treatments with the goal of returning you to what you love as quickly as possible. Learn more by visiting BaptistHealth.net/ortho today. Baptist Health Orthopedic Care combines its resources of experienced physicians and leading-edge treatments and technology to provide advanced orthopedic, foot and ankle, joint replacement, spine, and sports medicine care. Visit BaptistHealth.net/ortho for more information today. Baptist Health Orthopedic Care has offices conveniently located in Palm Beach County through the Florida Keys. Learn more by visiting BaptistHealth.net/ortho. The Cavs win tonight. The Warriors lose tonight. Go in love. Go in peace. Go in joy.
It's Work Zone Awareness Week, Florida. Every year, lives are lost in work zones because of speeding and distractions. When you see orange cones, remember, slow down, follow the signs, and stay focused. Workers are